refuses
Hey,
to
Adam,
sing.
can you hear me?
I can.
Hello, Raj.
Hey, so as I
At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute. Stations, this is your final time check. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 30 seconds.
This is Bleck and Abdalla on Westwood One Sports. Here's Chris Bleck and Adam Abdalla.
Welcome in to Bleck and Abdalla here on Westwood One Sports, the Westwood One Sports app, Sirius XM, channel 375, and all of our great radio affiliates around the country. I'm Chris Bleck along with Adam Abdalla, broadcasting live from downtown Chicago each and every day on the air until 3 Eastern. You can always call or text the show with Bleck and Abdalla at 310-840-4910. How about this, Abdalla? What a treat on a Tuesday, getting set for the NFL season, and the NFL tiers list from The Athletic was released today from Mike Sando. He does a great job with this each and every year. He asks 50 executives and coaches to rank 35 quarterbacks in the NFL. They give the list, he puts it into tiers, and today's the day The Athletic releases said list. Yes, we've made it to this point.
Okay.
Football is back,
Okay,
baby.
so
Football is
okay,
back.
All right.
Yes.
All right. Okay. When we got to the full allotment of training camp teams, when all the teams were in training camp, I said football is back part 1. And I said you're going to get football is back again on Thursday when we get the first preseason game, and then you're going to get football is back again for college football. That's 3, and then you're going to get football is back again when the regular season starts.
A lot of football is back.
Right?
A lot of football is back.
I forgot football tier, quarterback
football
tier.
is back, man.
Football is back.
Football is back.
Excuse
Let's go.
me.
Let's go.
Excuse me. Pardon me.
Yes.
For forgetting QB tier. Football is back.
I love the NFL.
Yes, Bart's
So,
got
yes.
it. Love the NFL,
Yes,
of
we
course.
do love the NFL,
Yes,
Bart.
we love it. All
You're
right,
welcome in anytime,
So here's
Bart.
the list, right? There's a lot to take away from the list, and why don't I do this? I will just give you the full list, and then we can dissect
whole
what we
thing?
see. Yeah, I mean, there's 4 tiers, 4 quarterback tiers, 35 quarterbacks.
Yeah.
You want the whole list? Start from the bottom. Here you go.
Oh.
Tier number 4. This is the group in tier number 4.
Careful.
Starting with number 35.
Careful.
Shadur Sanders.
Oh.
Number 34, J.J. McCarthy.
Mike Sando woke, and I know that he doesn't make the list. He gets voters to vote. He gets execs. He gets front office people, GMs, everyone to vote on this list. But waking up and choosing violence.
Well, I mean, there are 35 teams in the NFL, right? We go to 35 is Shadur Sanders, 34 is J.J. McCarthy, 33 Jacoby Brissett.
Okay, that's fair.
32 Michael Penix Jr.
There you go.
31 Deshaun Watson, 30 Geno Smith,
Okay.
29 Malik Willis. That's your tier 4 quarterback group.
Okay, yeah, that seems about right. Malik Willis given a big contract in that bottom tier.
Still
He's gotta
a bottom
prove
tier
himself.
quarterback.
I think Geno Smith is right there. We know Deshaun Watson hasn't played decent football in 5 years-ish. J.J. McCarthy's got to prove it. Shadur Sanders hasn't played good football. We've talked about how he's been in the bottom of every stat category. So this is not surprising. None of these guys in this are surprising to me that they're in this category. No surprises here to me.
All right, so now we move on to tier 3. This is Mike Sando's column on the Athletic NFL quarterback tiers. He asks 50 executives and coaches to rank 35 quarterbacks in the NFL. Tier 3 starts with Kirk Cousins at 28. We have a tie at 26 with Tyler Shuck and Tua Tagovailoa. 25, Cam Ward. 24, Jackson Dart. 23, Kyler Murray. 22, Bryce Young. 21, Daniel Jones. 20, C.J. Stroud. 19, Aaron Rodgers. And number 18, Bo Nix, tier 3. Those are the tier 3 quarterbacks in the NFL.
Little surprising that Bo Nix is there.
Figure the rumblings of an earthquake are hitting parts unknown right now.
Yeah, a little
of, folks who are not
surprising.
happy in Bronco country. Let's ride. That Bo Nix is 18th. And yes, I do understand, Raj, that is a shot because you don't want to associate with anything that Mr. Unlimited was bringing to the table. So, yes, Mr. Russell Wilson.
Unlimited.
Yes.
It's a spicy
And his Broncos
ranking.
country, let's ride from back in the day. Yeah.
Top of tier 3 can be considered the bottom of tier 2, though, can it?
I
Can
suppose.
it?
I suppose. We'll get back into the Bo Nix in a second, okay? Now we go to tier 2. Well, with the conversation. Back into the Bo Nix conversation. What are you doing? Okay, here we go. Number 2, tier 2. Here are the quarterbacks, tier 2. 17th, Jalen Hurts. 16, Trevor Lawrence. Tied at 14, Sam Darnold, Baker Mayfield. 13th, Jaden Daniels. Tied for 11th, Caleb Williams, Brock Purdy. 10th, Jordan Love. Tied for 8th, Jared Goff and Drake May. 7th, Dak Prescott. 6th, Justin Herbert. And number 5, Lamar Jackson. That's tier 2.
Yeah, okay. I would shift some guys around within the tier, but I feel like all of those guys are in that tier. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I'd do some maneuvering of my own.
I think there's some shade thrown at Lamar Jackson there.
I don't.
I think people could look at him as a tier 1 quarterback.
I agree with you.
He's a 2-time MVP.
I agree with you. The past is for cowards and losers. We look to the future. We look at what happened. I guess this is technically the past, but we look at last year. You look at what the players thought of him and ranking him 69th. We look at availability, right? And last year, not available a lot. Last year, somewhat of a down year for him. I think that you go off of that. Being the 5th best quarterback is not a bad thing. Like, he's still the 5th best quarterback according to this list. And the 4 guys in front of him, I don't think there's anything wrong with being the 5th guy with the 4 guys in front of you. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. If you're Lamar Jackson. Like, yeah, personally, you might take it and be like, no, I think I'm better than all those guys. And yeah, that's why these athletes think highly of themselves and go out and prove it and show that you're the best and go try to win another MVP and win a Super Bowl. But I don't think that there's anything wrong with being. It's just a different shade of blue, like because that's how. If you're not looking at this, that's how they're ranked here.
Yes.
If he had been 5 and ranked in tier 1, you wouldn't be saying that. But because he's 5 and at the top, if he's at the top of tier 2,
I think he's a tier 1 quarterback. That's why I wouldn't say that.
Okay, but he's at the very top of tier 2. Because it would be
correct.
He's at the very top of tier 2.
All right, so that leaves tier 1. Who's in tier 1? Number 4 in tier 1, the first player in tier 1. Number 4, Joe Burrow. Tied for second, Matthew Stafford and Josh Allen. And number 1, still in the NFL, Patrick Mahomes. Number 1. 50 executives and coaches rank 35 quarterbacks on The Athletic. Mike Sando puts it out each and every year. That is your list. Tiers in the NFL quarterbacks. Mahomes, number 1.
Again, I don't think there's any shade thrown at Lamar Jackson by being number 5 there. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think that you go off of the availability. You go through what he went through with practices and him being questionable and him, is he going to play? Is he not going to play? And all that kind of stuff last year. I think that the fact that Baker Mayfield is down at 14 and not maybe up a little bit higher, it could be, to me, we both think Baker Mayfield probably could be up a little bit higher. I think Jaden Daniels could be dropped a little bit lower just because he missed a lot of the season last year. But I still think he's a tier 2 quarterback as far as his ability goes, because in his rookie year, he did take his team, the Commanders, to the NFC Championship game. Other than that, I mean, I agree. I think Dak Prescott is properly ranked right there. I think that Justin Herbert, you probably could flip him and Dak, but right there, I think this is a decent list.
Yeah, I mean, when we go through the overall list, I think tier 4 is right on. None of the tier 4 players you want to be starting for your team this upcoming season, right? Tier 4 guys, you don't want those guys to be your starters. Malik Willis is getting paid like a starter. Geno Smith, Deshaun Watson getting paid like a starter. He ain't that anymore. We don't know with Michael Penix. Jacoby Brissett got more money, but he's not getting top-level starter money. You're just getting a little bit bump. He's a good backup quarterback. So when you look at Brissett, and then obviously Shedeur and JJ to round out the list as of the 35, what executives are saying are the 2 worst quarterbacks in the NFL of guys who qualify to be a, quote, starting quarterback. I think tier 4 is good. Tier 3, I think the Bo Nix thing is interesting. At 18 being the first guy in tier 3 and not making tier 2, I think that's something to point out because I think Bo Nix in the conversation with Jalen Hurts, Sam Darnold, Baker Mayfield, I kind of lump all those players together. I also think there's an interesting spot with 10, 11, and 13. Jordan Love, Brock Purdy, Caleb Williams tied at 11, and Jaden Daniels. I feel like those 4 quarterbacks are all relatively at the same point. I know that Drake May is pushed ahead in a lot of these lists that he's a top 10 quarterback. I kind of feel like I want to see another season of what he put together last year. Right? Like last year, being an MVP candidate and the way that the Patriots were able to get to the Super Bowl, like give them all the flowers and all the credit in the world. But I just don't see this upcoming season that the Patriots are going to be able to duplicate what they did last year. Whether that be that Buffalo's stronger, whether that be that their schedule is tougher, or just the natural regression of a team where it kind of felt like everything broke their way last year.
I think there's a situation, and you can kind of mirror these 2 teams together, where there's a situation where the Patriots and the Bears together, where you've got Drake May and Caleb Williams both in the same draft class, right? And there was some debate between Drake May and Caleb Williams who should go, where and who wanted who, right?
Yeah.
I think that there's a situation where both teams can be better, but the records are worse, right? And I think that you can have improvement from Drake May, and he can still look good. Like the dude took 1,000 sacks. We know, especially in the postseason, the guy took a lot of sacks. Same with Caleb Williams in his rookie season, took 70 sacks or whatever it was, right? And then cut them by more than half in his first season with Ben Johnson. I think that Drake May can be just as good cut the sacks down, have another year with Josh McDaniels as offensive coordinator, but because the schedule gets harder, but also he's got A.J. Brown there, he's got a reliable number 1 wide receiver, I think that they can continue to grow. He can have another year in the system, but because the schedule is tougher, because you still have the Bills in the division, because, all of that they could still continue to struggle record-wise, but Drake May might continue to play, not an MVP level, comparatively to where he did last year, but still continue to put up decent numbers,
Well, And I'm not trying to say that Drake May isn't going to be a good quarterback. I think it's fascinating that most people, most lists, most publications have separated Drake May away from guys like Jordan Love and Caleb Williams and Jaden Daniels.
Mm-hmm.
He's good. I don't know if you asked 32 teams, if you would have 32 teams selecting Drake May over Caleb Williams. I don't know if that's the case. I think many teams would probably side with Caleb Williams, seeing that there is a higher level of potential there.
I think you'd get about 50-50. I think you'd get teams that would, because obviously draft class same, all that good stuff. You would, because you're starting from a franchise, all that kind of stuff. You'd get about 50-50. I think that you would still see some teams that like what they saw from Drake May, saw the MVP caliber season and say, we can continue to coach that. We can coach the sacks out of Drake May, and you can see the ability from Caleb Williams, but you could also see, hey, he doesn't do the easy stuff well yet, where Drake May can do some of that easy stuff well. But we like the upside of Caleb Williams and say he makes the hero plays, where Drake May tries to make the hero plays and gets sacked when he tries to do that. But Caleb Williams has the escapability. So I think you have upside in both. And I think coaches would say, I'll take Drake May because I can work on the hero ball stuff, but I know he can do the easy stuff well. Whereas you'll have coaches that'll say, I like the hero ball stuff. I can teach him how to do the easy stuff. So I think you'd get a little bit of both.
I mean, when you look at Drake May, the major problem moving forward is taking the sacks.
For sure.
Last year, he took 47 sacks. Mm-hmm. And if that's the case, that's the difference between the two players that we're talking about right now, Caleb Williams and Drake May. Caleb Williams fixed his sack issue that he had in his rookie season.
Yeah.
Don't laugh at that. I'm being serious. I'm talking football. You're going to laugh at that.
I didn't give you an easy.
Taking sack
I didn't give
issue.
you an easy.
Yes, his sack issue.
I didn't give you an easy.
I could see it in your eye.
I didn't give you an easy.
I knew what I could read your brain. What you were doing there.
I didn't give you an easy.
Where Drake May has yet to fix his sack issue.
Yeah, Drake May still got to work on his sacks.
Yes.
It's fine.
And if he's able to,
Caleb Williams has figured it out.
Yes, he's figured out the sack issue.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And if Drake May can do that, then no doubt. Absolutely. I think it's fascinating here in this offseason. Obviously, Drake May had the better season last year than Caleb Williams. I'm not going to argue that. I just think I wouldn't just assume Drake May is a top 10 quarterback off of what we saw last year. And I think that's what I see as the difference in the conversation is I think it's fascinating that Caleb and Jaden and Baker and Brock Purdy, they're all kind of lumped together. But there are different people that are putting Drake May with Dak Prescott and Justin Herbert already. And I just want to see more. And I'm not saying he can't get to that. I just want to see a little bit more. So those are some of the takeaways from the NFL Tiers column from The Athletic released. 50 executives and coaches ranked 35 quarterbacks in the NFL. Mike Sando does a great job, puts this out each and every year. And it's one of those items that when it's released, it does really feel like football is back.
Absolutely. I mean, and look at that draft class, though, with Drake May, Jaden Daniels, and Caleb Williams. You've got 3 top, 13 quarterbacks right there.
And Bo Nix, the leader of Group 3, Tier 3.
But I think that if Bo Nix played really well last season, I think he's I don't think that the 18th ranking is fair on this list. I think he should be higher on this list. I think you add Jalen Waddle to the mix this year for them. Sean Payton's going to get more out of him, I think. Dude, stop running and taking those hits. I think he'll be high. If we were doing this next year when this list comes out, Bo Nix is higher on this list next year.
If I had to guess, next year at this time, we're sitting here having this conversation saying, football's back, baby. Here we go. We got the tears column here in the NFL summer. Let's do this. I'm guessing when we get to that point next year, you will have Drake May, Caleb Williams, Jaden Daniels, and Bo Nix all in the top 15. I think all 4 of those quarterbacks will be top 15 quarterbacks.
I could see that.
I think Bo Nix is good. And I think that as we move forward, I think this draft class is going to go down as one of the best that we can remember in quite some time.
That's an epic draft class.
Yeah.
Epic draft class.
And Michael Penix, he'll still be hanging on somewhere. He'll be hanging on at the back of the list.
He can't stay healthy. And look, I think that Jaden Daniels has to prove that he can stay healthy this year too. One more year, if he misses extended period of time this year, he drops. Because, look, 1 year was great, and 1 year couldn't stay healthy. This is the make it or break it year, I think. You have to stay healthy this year.
Yeah, and with Michael Penix in Atlanta, throughout the years, I've always pointed out that the Falcons are a team that's a team that's overloved by a lot of people because of fantasy football, right? They always got these great fantasy football stars, but the team sucks. So once again, we look to Atlanta and Michael Penix. Can you figure it out? Tua Tagovailoa, is he going to be the quarterback? Can they fix that position? But once again, Atlanta is paying weapons around the team, and they don't have a good quarterback. We'll tell you the latest on that story coming up next.
Quarterback battles continue every day. Michael Penix Jr. versus Tua Tagovailoa in Atlanta. The Vikings have J.J. McCarthy against Kyler Murray. When the starter is named, we'll let you know. Westwood One Sports.
At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will be in 3 minutes and 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute. Stations, this is your final time check. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 30 seconds.
This is Bleck and Abdalla on Westwood One Sports. Here's Chris Bleck and Adam Abdalla.
Earlier today, two-time Pro Bowl running back Bijan Robinson came to a 3-year extension agreement with the Atlanta Falcons worth up to $75 million and $51 million guaranteed. He is now the highest paid running back in NFL history. So Jahmyr Gibbs, his ears probably perked up. He's waiting for his new deal, and we'll see if that takes place sooner than later and whether or not Gibbs will use this Bijan contract to then get more money than Bijan. But there you go. The Falcons once again paying a weapon while still not really having a quarterback battle in camp with Tua Tagovailoa and with Michael Penix Jr. But there you go. Their running back, Bijan Robinson, in the mix. Highest contract given to a running back in NFL history.
Yeah, and I think that, look, when we talked about who could possibly win MVP, if it's not a quarterback, we both said Bijan Robinson. And so making him the highest paid offensive weapon that's not a wide receiver, let's just call it that, because, like, he's more than just a running back, right? Like, he does more. He led the NFL in yards from scrimmage last year. He was an all-pro. Like, I think that he is more than just your typical running back. And I think that for now, being the highest paid running back, it's deserved. And I think it's deserved because he knows that despite the not knowing who is going to be their quarterback, it's probably going to be Tua Tagovailoa just because of availability. We're going to go the next 4 weeks without Michael Penix taking reps.
Yeah, it'll be
at
Tua.
All. It's going to be Tua until he maybe gets hurt in the regular season and then Penix comes in. Look, it's
maybe gets hurt.
It's what happens to Tua, man. Look, I love Tua Tagovailoa.
You're putting it on.
I'm an Alabama fan. I love Tua. I hope he plays the whole season.
You're putting him on the injured reserve already.
I hope he gets the Sam Darnold treatment. I hope he balls out, and I hope they sign him to an extension and he becomes the Falcons quarterback moving forward. Like, that would be great. But the fact is, Bijan is their offense. So I'm not surprised that Atlanta is taking care of everyone else besides the quarterback, because this is what you can do. You can go through this season taking care of everybody else. Because if you crap out in this season and you're bottom of the division, you end up with a high-ish draft pick, you draft your quarterback. If you go through this season and Stefanski went through and as a new head coach identified Tua as a cost-effective quarterback to figure out, hey, let's push Penix. He's probably not going to be ready. We know he's not ready coming off this injury. I mean, he's not practicing for the next month. So now you've got a chance here. Penix could be off this roster next season if he's not going to be able to play because Stefanski didn't draft him. Stefanski's only tied to Tua. Again, he could also be off this roster next year. And so now you've got an opportunity where Kevin Stefanski can draft his own quarterback and you get a guy on a rookie deal and you've paid everybody else. They're all set. Your weapons are all set. And you bring in a rookie quarterback where everyone else is already taken care of. That's where the opportunity is, where you draft a young, cost-controlled quarterback when everybody else is taken care of.
Yeah, I mean, that all sounds like a fine pathway. I don't know with a new head coach, though, that the idea is we're not going to win this year. Like Stefanski coming in to Atlanta, I think the idea is we're close. We almost got there. Now Stefanski's going to change things and put us over the top. That's the vibe I get from it. This isn't a full-on tank job like Miami. I think Miami's cornered the market on putting together a roster that sucks with no hope this year. A head coach that's a questionable hiring that we both looked at and were like, Jeff Hafley?
Him?
Really? Like, what? You gave money to Malik Willis? What?
Him?
It really feels like Miami is trying to set themselves up to get Arch Manning. So then they have a quarterback for the future to set up and to win with. And who knows who that coach will be with Arch Manning at that time. I'm guessing it won't be Hafley. At some point, okay, give him a 2-year run, but then they're going to swap defensive-minded coach. They'll go search for that offensive mind to match and marry with Arch Manning. So that's how the Miami is setting up their season. I don't read that same vibe from Atlanta. Although, taking care of all the weapons, the one thing they are missing is that quarterback. They gave Drake London a new deal here in the offseason. Kyle Pitts got a new deal. So they are giving a lot of cash out to the weapons around a quarterback. And the quarterbacks, we don't know if they can play or stay healthy, to your point, because both Penix and Tua throughout their careers have been unreliable to stay healthy.
And that's why I think it's more of a, if we win, cool. If not, the backup plan is this is an all-time draft, especially at the quarterback position. We've got not the quarterback guru, but a guy that can develop quarterbacks. Let's see what we can get out of Tua for an extremely team-friendly, cheap deal. If this doesn't work out, we'll draft a guy. It's not like Stefanski's going to get fired this year if they don't make the playoffs.
No, I just think he's too good of a coach that they're not going to be in a position to be drafting
then
1, 2, or 3 in this upcoming year.
Then guess what, Stefanski? Shake hands and make up with Baker Mayfield and sign him. Because that's the best option for you.
It's Bleck Abdalla here on Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app. If you want to join the show, you can call or text us at 310-840-4910. Did you have any update over your car alarm situation? You told us yesterday on the show that for the last 36 hours going into yesterday's show, you had a car outside of your house on the street that the alarm was just going off for 36 hours, just constantly going off. Do you have any updates on your car alarm situation?
So as I left my house yesterday, the car had a ticket and a couple notes on it. And texting.
Did you leave a note?
I didn't leave a note. No. Texting with the HOA group chat that everybody loves.
I'm sure
if you're
that's
a part of.
That's a lot of fun.
That's
just what you want. 1,000 text messages from people that you kind of like.
People
and
know,
who you're nice to.
I like everybody. They're great. People know our neighbors that live in other buildings on the street, right? And so they were talking to other people. We had an HOA meeting yesterday that was scheduled. Not around this, not around the car.
HOA meeting on this.
No, not
situation.
about this. Not about this. It was scheduled. It's a scheduled HOA meeting.
Did it take up the most time of the meeting?
It did not. It did not.
Wow.
It did not. It didn't even make the minutes.
No,
Didn't
really?
even make the minutes.
Oh, no.
Because when I got home yesterday after the show, the car was gone.
Oh, it was? Oh,
The car
so it was
gone.
towed.
It wasn't towed.
Oh, there was a person that came to claim their car?
I found out that someone, not anyone in my building, someone in the building someone that the car was, the building that the car was in front of, because the car was like across the street, like kitty corner to our building, called the cops enough times that the cops showed up and did the search on who the ownership was.
Yeah, look off the license plates. Yeah.
Apparently the owner lives across like 3 blocks away. They went to the owner's house,
knocked on the door.
got the owner. Apparently this is not the first time this has happened.
With that car?
Apparently this happened while I was on vacation over the 4th of July when I was gone. And Sean Little was gracious enough to fill in for me, as he does whenever I'm gone. And this has happened before, and this guy knows it, which is why he doesn't park in front of his own building. And so the cops and other people were waiting for him to show back up with the police, and this dude was berated by many a neighbor. The cops showed up and followed this guy as he took his car back and parked it in front of his building.
Okay, so he knows that his alarm
is faulty.
Goes off randomly at all hours of the day.
This is not the first time he's gotten a ticket. This is not the first time this has happened. This is why he parks his car.
So he intentionally parks his car.
He intentionally
2 blocks away.
Parks his car
and walks back and forth
from his building.
So you don't have to worry about it because it's going off obnoxiously.
Because he knows and refuses to get it fixed, so he won't park it in front of his building. So the cops followed him so he would park it in front of his building. And I don't know what happened. We don't know what happened after that. So I assume, and all these people were waiting outside for him. This is what I found out at the meeting. All these people were waiting outside for him. All these people were talking to him and berating this guy. And I thought my money was going to be on that this was going to happen, and he was going to
tar and feather him.
No. I was under the impression that he was going to slink back under the cover of darkness. And this was just going to happen. I was going to show back up after work. The car alarm was going to still be going off. Man. And as soon as it got dark out, around 9 something, he was going to slink back and try to sneak in.
He knew. He knew that people can hear his car alarm.
He knows. He's well aware.
So everyone knows where he lives now.
Everybody knows where this guy lives now. Everybody knows. The whole neighborhood knows. The whole street knows.
So you've never heard it before?
No, because apparently when the last time he parked in front of our street or our building, I was out of town.
No. I'm saying even with it 2 blocks away.
Never heard.
I can
haven't
hear
heard it before. No.
Sometimes a block away, you can hear a car alarm going off.
No, because it's across a major street.
That's wild.
Yeah.
So he knows. He's
knows.
well aware.
Well aware.
And he parks away so he doesn't have to be bothered by his car alarm.
But the worst the police can do is force him to move it and give him a noise ordinance ticket overnight. Because it's not illegal to have your car broken, I guess. He's not parked in an illegal area or anything like that. He's not parked in a tow zone or in anybody's parking spot or anything like that. I just love that people were waiting for him.
That's amazing.
People were going to tar and feather this guy. The cop's not been there.
All right, so there you go. The HOA has settled the matter.
No,
the
we
police,
didn't. We did not do it.
Well,
it was not my people. It was not me. It was not my people. It was the people that live in the building next to us or across the street from us that did all of the cop calling.
You can always call or text the show at 310-840-4910. It's Bleck Abdalla, sponsored by Progressive Commercial Insurance, protecting small businesses with affordable coverage options. Quote today at progressivecommercial.com. One of the biggest pickups of the offseason in the NFL is showing toughness with his new team. We'll tell you who that is and the details on that player coming up next.
NFL football is being played this week. The Cardinals and Panthers take the field in the Hall of Fame game this Thursday. Listen to all of the action here on your radio home of the NFL, Westwood One Sports.
At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes and 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute. Stations, this is your final time check. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 30 seconds.
is Bleck and Abdalla on Westwood One Sports. Here's Chris Bleck and Adam Abdalla.
That's right, Bleck and Abdalla here on Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app, hanging out with you weekdays until 3 Eastern right here on Westwood One Sports. You can always call or text the show at 310-840-4910. So when we look at the NFL offseason, one of the biggest pickups, players moving to new locations, A.J. Brown getting traded to the New England Patriots, huge deal. One of the biggest of the offseason. A.J. Brown was on the NFL Network talking about he dislocated his thumb, but he's still working through. Take a listen to A.J. Brown.
It was tough. I tried to get back into that flow state zone really quickly because obviously, you're going through a little quick some pain, because obviously the game is what it is and you're going to get bumps and bruises and you got to keep going. I know it's practice, but I'm not coming out of practice. You keep going. You keep going.
So there you go. A.J. Brown still participating, and he and Drake May working together to find rhythm here in camp.
Yeah, look, I really like this addition of Brown to this offense because I think that although he put up pedestrian numbers, not pedestrian, but you know what I mean, for number one wide receiver, when you want to be compared to the elites, if you consider yourself a top 5 wide receiver, which a lot of people do, consider A.J. Brown a top 5 wide receiver. He considers himself a top, probably 3 wide receiver. Ask him, he probably thinks he's the best wide receiver. And he put up pedestrian numbers. 7 touchdowns, 1,000 yards, just over 1,000 yards?
Yeah.
It's pedestrian numbers for a top 5 wide receiver. So I think that they get a ton more out of him than the Eagles did with Jalen Hurts. I think Jalen Hurts is a good quarterback, but I think that Josh McDaniels, this says to me more about what Josh McDaniels is as an offensive coordinator and less about what the guys are as a quarterback, what Drake May and Jalen Hurts are. Like, I think they'll just utilize him better. I think that Drake May will get him, and what the offense is. Like, they will utilize him better than what Jalen Hurts was running the ball more and relying on Saquon Barkley more and, being a more run-heavy than the Patriots are. Obviously, the Patriots are going to run the football more, but I feel like him having now a true number one wide receiver, a go-to guy, like A.J. Brown, is going to open up this offense even more. And yeah, I think they have a tougher schedule and all of that, and you're going to regress a little bit. Like, their goal is obviously they can only win one more game to achieve their goal, and it's going to regress a little bit. But I think that the addition of A.J. Brown is huge for this offense and huge for Drake May and whatever they're going to want to do and whatever Josh McDaniels is going to want to do this year.
There's something you said there that I do understand by, I guess, just what everyone kind of looks at in the NFL. I do understand what you're saying, a true number one wide receiver. Stephon Diggs wasn't that last year for the Patriots? 85 receptions, 1,000 yards, 4 touchdowns, led the team in receiving. Okay. Stephon Diggs, you can argue, is a number one wide receiver.
I think that besides the off-the-field issues, obviously, but this is also the NFL, there's a reason Stephon Diggs doesn't have a team.
Yeah. No. There's
a reason.
I'm just kind of.
A.J. Brown is better than Stephon Diggs, man.
He is.
There's a reason Stephon Diggs doesn't have a team
How much
yet.
better?
There's a reason Stephon Diggs doesn't have a team.
If we look at the numbers from last year, Stephon Diggs, 1,000 yards, 85 receptions, 4 touchdowns. I'm guessing A.J. Brown will have more touchdowns. Will he have over 1,000 yards, over 85 catches in this offense next season?
Yeah, I think
this upcoming season.
Yes.
So he's going to go over for all of it. 85 receptions, 1,000 yards. He'll have over 4 touchdowns.
I believe so, yeah. I absolutely do think so.
Because I think that's where, the conversation of A.J. Brown, and we assume he thinks he's a top 5 wide receiver. Last season, 78 balls caught, 1,000 yards, 1,003 yards, 7 touchdowns. That's not that different than Stephon Diggs.
His total is 1,100.
More touchdowns, less yards, less receptions.
His total is 1,100 yards on DraftKings.
So are you going over or under? You're going to go over.
Over.
Think absolutely over.
I'll go over.
I'm just saying, like, when we look at the numbers and you look at the raw data, it's not like A.J. Brown is twice the player that we saw from Stephon Diggs. Now, I would rather have A.J. Brown. Don't get me wrong. I don't know if he's going to give you, 1,700 yards and 14 touchdowns.
Dude, Deebo Samuel signed before Stephon Diggs. Like, what are we doing here?
No, I'm just comparing it to the player that last year. I'm not saying this year, who would you rather have? I would rather have A.J. Brown for this season. I'm just saying in the same offense, it's not like the Patriots did not have a number one receiver.
I understand that. But A.J. Brown, I think, is a lot better, that much better than Stephon Diggs.
All right, lock it in.
Lock it in.
It's Bleck Abdalla here on Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app. Yesterday, we were talking about the MLB trade deadline. The biggest trade in Major League Baseball heading to the trade deadline was Tarik Skubal going to the Dodgers, right? That took place on Saturday. Today, Skubal gets his first start for the Dodgers. And the Dodgers are here in Chicago.
Oh.
Dodgers-Cubs taking place at Wrigley Field.
Okay.
Should you and I go to the game today?
You want to go see a ball game?
Should we go see Tarik Skubal pitch for the Dodgers to get his first outing?
I got nothing
for
to
Los
do.
Angeles.
I got nothing to do tonight.
Do you want it? Should we do this today?
I'll go.
A little show trip.
Yeah, I'll go.
Raj, you want to fly in, see Skubal pitch tonight?
I'd go see Skubal. I'd go see Skubal.
You got time? I think,
time?
what is it, 7:05 start tonight? Wrigley Fields should be a beautiful night. Should be like 80 degrees, sun out.
You buying?
Wait, what are you looking at available tickets?
Yeah.
What are the prices for tonight? Skubal, Dodgers, Cubs, Wrigley.
I mean, standing room only.
Standing room only. I would like a seat, sir.
You want a seat? Where do you want to sit? Where do you want to sit?
Down one of the baselines. Let's go. Let's go first baseline.
What level?
First level. Let's the first level at Wrigley.
Yeah. First level?
Yeah.
Which baseline first?
First. Yeah, that's a nice view.
You got $400 a ticket?
Oh, really? They're that expensive tonight?
Yeah, Skubal,
That's
baby.
real money.
That's the Skubal bump.
Skubal bump. Dodgers bump. This is a premium game. The Dodgers are in town.
Last night was a good game too.
Yeah, it was.
All right. Yeah, I mean, let's see. Maybe we'll move some things around and we'll I don't know if I might be busy now.
Put down like 4 credit cards, spread it out. Spread this out.
I didn't realize it's what were the standing room only tickets going for?
86 each.
What? $86?
Including fees. Yeah.
For standing room only tonight
SRO,
at Wrigley?
Baby. Yeah, SRO.
Skubal?
What time is first pitch, Abdalla?
7:05.
I can make it.
7:05 Central.
Yeah. If you
But I
want
leave right
bleacher
now.
seats, they're 150 each.
Raj?
If I leave right now, there's a flight
seats?
from parts unknown. Can one of you guys pick me up at O'Hare? I'll get there at like 4 o'clock
No, they
your
got a blue
time.
line.
No, I can get you.
Jeez, Abdalla.
I know. What a dude.
Wow.
Sitting in
Bleck is like absolutely no problem.
Yeah.
Abdalla, they got blue line.
Bleck lives right by.
I can get
Bleck
you.
is Bleck
I
is
got
much
you.
closer.
I'm a good wheel man. I can
Yeah.
come pick you up. I make that trip a lot. Circle O'Hare a couple times. Pick up Raj. Let's go.
Circle O'Hare. Oh,
Yeah,
price
you know
just
what,
went
though?
up. It's $90 for SRO now.
What?
I think
Price just went
I'm
up.
going to skip out because I am going to protest on behalf of the Rockies. I'm sure they would have been right in there
Yes.
in these trade talks with a big fat extension waiting for him. So I'm just going to protest. And sorry, guys, it's on you.
Right. All right. I guess we're on our own from this.
Full protest.
Did you see what? Did you hear the ovation for Kyle Tucker? His return
Oh
back.
yeah. And I don't know.
They were
if-
not happy.
Yeah, Cub
Which
fans
I
were not
don't
happy with that. A
understand.
lot of booing.
Kyle Tucker sucks this year.
Yeah, but they were mad that they thought they would have a guy that they could sign long term, and they were unable to do so.
At no point did, at least me, I ever believe Kyle Tucker was going to re-sign with the Cubs. I was on that from day one.
Yeah.
Oh, is he going to fall in love with the Ivy and how great Chicago is? Dude, he was going to take the most money every single day and twice on Sunday.
I don't.
Are you kidding me?
I don't know if people around the country are aware of this this thing that locally Chicagoans do with athletes, where they listen. This is, by my humble opinion, the best city in the world.
In the summer.
We live here. We love being from Chicago, living here. With that said, fans of teams of the teams here think that the city, because it's so spectacular in the summer, will convince free agents to give up money to sign with the Cubs.
Chicago discount.
Yes, or whoever it is, Bulls, Bears, whatever. They think because Chicago has great restaurants and a great river walk that these millionaire athletes are going to sign with our city. And that was the Kyle Tucker. The conversation last summer was, look at how great it is to be here in the summer. Look at the Ivy. He'll stay.
He's bad this year. Why are you booing him? He's already down.
It's so stupid. All right, so I don't know. Did you see or hear Tarek Skubal yesterday talk about all the players that people who are upset that he's going to the Dodgers? Take a listen to Skubal yesterday talking to the media.
Every team could trade for me. Every team could make that acquisition. And I don't really sympathize with people that blame the Dodgers for anything they've done. They've developed a really good organization. They draft well. They acquire talent really well. They retain talent. It's a winning organization. Now the complaints seem to be because they've won the last 2 World Series. I don't think it was like that 3 years ago. So I don't really sympathize with people that are complaining because the Dodgers, do all the right things.
Tarek Skubal, new Dodger. It's where he wanted to go.
He's not wrong.
You're right.
He's not wrong.
And the point he makes that's the best about the conversation is 4 years ago, no one was complaining. It's because they've won back-to-back World Series, and they're on their way to win their third.
Yeah.
That's why people are complaining.
Yeah, people are mad. Look, like I just said, they spent a bunch of money on Kyle Tucker, and he's bad. So they can make bad moves. Yeah, they paid $1 billion for Ohtani, and that's working out great for them. But they also make bad moves. Like, they could have traded these 3 prospects, and Tarek Skubal could go out and, need Tommy John surgery after today. Like, you don't know what's going to happen. Like, this could be horrible. He could not re-sign. He hasn't signed a contract extension with them yet.
Yeah.
He might not.
Yeah.
He might wait until the offseason and become a Yankee or become a Met or whatever. Like, you don't know.
No, I mean, the way he talks, Skubal makes it pretty clear that he positions it as like, who wouldn't want to be a Dodger?
Of course he does.
Like that's,
of course. But he's not wrong that anybody else could. He didn't have a no trade clause. Anybody could have made this move.
He's going to sign with the Dodgers long term. Yeah. Just watch. He will. What if J.J. McCarthy beats out Kyler Murray in Minnesota? We'll talk about that coming up next.
This is Westwood One Sports.
At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will be in 3 minutes and 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute. Stations, this is your final time check. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 30 seconds.
This is Bleck and Abdalla on Westwood One Sports. Here's Chris Bleck and Adam Abdalla.
That's right, Bleck and Abdalla here on Westwood One Sports, the Westwood One Sports app. You know, throughout training camp, we look at one battle specifically in Minnesota, and we asked the question on, J.J. McCarthy not even being a good quarterback, like, we just assume Kyler Murray will be the quarterback starting for the Vikings this upcoming season. What if we're wrong? What if we're not right about that? What if we have misread the situation? As reports have come out of Minneapolis, the last few practices for the Vikings at training camp suggest that Kyler Murray has struggled at times and that J.J. McCarthy has been with the ones for a couple of these 2-minute drills and with the first team looking decent. Is it possible that we were wrong about the Kyler Murray, J.J. McCarthy situation, and it is a situation where we could see J.J. McCarthy actually winning the starting job with the Vikings?
No.
All right, back to you. We'll be back after this. No, that's it? No? He just says no? It's Bleck and Abdalla here on Westwood One. See, he just left. Abdalla just left us. And I think that's where.
Do we not just go through the Sando quarterback tiers?
No, I
Where's
agree.
JJ McCarthy?
I agree. McCarthy's second to last.
I mean, to be fair, Kyler Murray's 23rd, so it's not like we're working with the best of the best.
Well, I mean, I think that's how training camps work. I wouldn't be concerned over it. It is fascinating that Kyler hasn't stepped on to the field with the first team and just taken the job, right? Like, there is a competition here. I don't think it's good that that's taking place, but Kyler Murray needs to be the starting quarterback for the Vikings.
I think he will be. I think that people are seeing camp videos and you cherry pick what you want to see, right? Like, you see a bad pass to Jordan Addison and everybody sees the one bad pass. Okay. And you see the 5 good ones that he made. Where are those cut-ups? Like, you see I'm sure that J.J. McCarthy has good passes that we haven't seen and bad passes that we haven't seen, Like, the coaches know. The players, they know, right? Go and look at the quotes from the players themselves. Look at the quotes from Justin Jefferson and what he's saying about Kyler Murray and what he's saying about J.J. McCarthy. we'll see in the preseason. I would imagine these guys get playing time in the preseason. I would imagine that we'll see either Kyler Murray start, or maybe we'll just find out that Kyler Murray's not going to play in the preseason. I would think that Kevin O'Connell's going to play both of them in the preseason, because what do you have to lose? Why not play both of them in the preseason? Play one for a quarter, the other for a quarter, maybe play one for a half and the other for a full half. I don't think it matters. So I think that the Vikings playing this out deeper and deeper into training camp, yeah, it's a problem because you're minimizing the amount of reps that each guy who ends up being the starter gets with the first team, just like the Raiders, who are not giving first team reps to Fernando Mendoza during his development. So if Kyler Murray ends up being the starter in week 1 of the season, every rep that he doesn't get with Jordan Addison, with Justin Jefferson, is time missed. So it'd be a lot easier if after the first preseason game, Kevin O'Connell met the media in their first day back from training camp and just said, Kyler Murray's a starter. That's it. Or JJ's a starter. It doesn't matter. Just name a starter.
Yeah, we've heard from so many players that the idea of having a fair quarterback battle doesn't help anybody. Yeah, sure, that the guy who is trying to challenge for the job, it obviously benefits him to have a chance to become a starter, but you're not allowing your first team offense to take shape by splitting reps throughout camp, throughout practice, throughout the preseason, whatever you're kind of attacking the day with on a day-to-day basis in NFL training camp. To split it up, you are now putting your offense at a disadvantage, where other teams around the league, they know who their starter is, and their first team unit is going out there and getting all of those reps together. You know, name your quarterback, name your team. Bengals, Burrow. You know, that offense is working and figuring things out with Joe Burrow. Steelers, Aaron Rodgers, they know what they're doing. Rodgers, starter. They're out there, they're working together. So I think all that kind of makes sense in the conversation. It's Bleck Abdalla here on Westwood One Sports. You can also listen to us on Sirius XM channel 375 and all of our great radio affiliates around the country. Bleck Abdalla live from Chicago each day on the air until 3 Eastern. You can always call and text the show at 310-840-4910. Yesterday was the first full pads practice for the Vikings. And so this is multiple reports from ESPN and The Athletic. This is how the practice ended. They had a 2-minute drill at the end. McCarthy was with the ones. He threw an interception in that period. Kyler Murray was with the twos, did not complete a pass during that period. So like that's what I'm pointing to is like you're setting back your offense. And of course, neither player looked good based on reports from ESPN and The Athletic yesterday at training camp. But your offense now is being set back because you are giving it to one guy one day. The next day, the other guy gets to run with the ones. And you're kind of not creating the chemistry you need to come to here in training camp. And so it is not a benefit to have a quarterback competition. Now, ideally, the Vikings should be in a situation where you just know. Kyler Murray wasn't good enough to just know that he's the starting quarterback, right? Like that is the other piece of this conversation. If Kyler Murray was a starting quarterback in the NFL, he'd be a starting quarterback in the NFL. Yeah. He wouldn't be on his second team looking for a kind of football rehab to get back to that level, what we've seen from Baker Mayfield as of late, Sam Darnold last season, the quarterbacks that failed with the first team, and then they get to the next spot with a quarterback coach that knows how to get the most out of them, and then they excel, and their career is kind of saved. You know, and we've seen that from multiple first-round quarterbacks here in the recent history that, you know, just because you're a bust at the start, to me, the way I look at that as a football fan is I think a lot of that blame has to go to the team.
Well, I think a lot of the...
You know, look at the teams that have those quarterbacks that don't work. Yeah. It's Cleveland. Mm-hmm. The New York Jets, Arizona, right? Those are teams that are bad teams.
I mean, look, there's a reason that Arizona is constantly the last team to get a coach in the hiring cycle, right? Like that says a lot about that organization.
Well, it was Arizona and it was Cleveland.
Yeah, every time.
But well, I mean, Cleveland's was weird. They were asking coaches to submit essays and and all this stuff, and like essentially Todd Monken's the only one that was willing to go through that process.
So I was just trying to get a sweet haircut.
He was getting his haircut all fit, all set, and he was.
So I was just trying to get a sweet haircut.
He's the only one that was willing to go through their silly process of finding a head coach.
Like, I do think that the Vikings are setting up these guys to fail too. We know early in training camp, defenses are ahead of the offense. And the Vikings have a great defense. The Vikings have a playoff-ready defense. Brian Flores is a great defensive coordinator. He should be a head coach. It's a shame that he's not. And you've got a guy in J.J. McCarthy that hasn't been able to grasp the offense yet. And you've got a guy in Kyler Murray that it's his first offseason with the offense. So, of course, he's not going to have a grasp of it yet. And you're making him play with the twos and you're letting J.J. McCarthy play with the ones. So I'm not surprised when you hear things like that in a padded practice, that one guy's throwing interceptions and one guy's not completing a pass. That's not surprising to me. But again, it's training camp. So I wouldn't be surprised if they had another padded practice today and you get the complete opposite report. You get the report that both quarterbacks, if Kyler Murray played with the ones and J.J. McCarthy played with the twos, and both quarterbacks played really well, because guess what? That's training camp. One day, the offense can win. The next day, the defense can win. And you can look at it however you want to look at it. Like, I can flip that on you and say, man, the Vikings defense, once again, is going to be a problem, right? It doesn't have to always be, man, the quarterbacks are always struggling. You flip it however you want to look at it in training camp. Because defenses early on ahead of the offense. Regular season too. Defenses ahead of the offense until it gets time, especially with a new quarterback and a young quarterback who hasn't grasped, who's had 2 years to grasp the offense and hasn't done it yet. So today could be different. Tomorrow could be different. By the time we get 3 weeks into training camp and maybe they name a starter, it could be different. That's how training camp works. It just depends. People have to get used to training camp, and the more eyes you get on a situation like this, especially when it's under a microscope, when you have a quarterback competition like this is what you're going to get.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's one of those things where if you're not used to it, you want to pull reactions and opinions from like one training camp practice. To me, it's like you don't know how this works if that's the case. Because you're right, teams and good players, good teams have up and down days during training camp. The other thing that fans don't know until the coaches or the players speak, and they usually don't break down what took place in practice for us in hindsight, right? Like, a lot of this is just clips that are viral that go around. You don't know the context on what was going on. So you could have a quarterback that was told in the play, do not go to the left in this play. Only work the right side of the route tree. That's something that could be said to a quarterback and something that they're specifically working on in a drill, in a 2-minute setting, or whatever it is. You don't know that, but then you see the quarterback airmail a pass to a player and you say, well, there's a guy wide open on the left. Well, he was told only go to the right because they're working on it. Like, that's the one thing that you and I have traveled to training camp in the past. Here locally in Chicago, we've covered the Bears training camps in years past. We've broadcasted shows from training camps. Like, that's the one thing is when you are there every day, there are good and bad days. Now, if someone just flat out can't play, that is pretty obvious in training camp. I will say that. Like, if someone just flat out stinks, like, it is known that player can't get it done. And I think a perfect example from the experience that we had here covering the Chicago Bears, it was very obvious that Mitchell Trubisky could not play the position. He couldn't. You went to practice after practice after practice, and you're seeing the trend. And at no point was there ever like a good day or, oh, he looks like the best player on the field.
Yeah.
That never happened.
Yeah.
It was always him looking confused and not able to play the position. Justin Fields had a little sliver of that as well here locally as well. Like, he had some plays that he could stand out, but for the most part, he looked lost at quarterback. Some of that stuff, if you're there every day, is worthwhile.
Yeah.
But cherry picking a report here and there, I think it's tough to come to a conclusion. and to say something. Like, I will say this. The Cleveland situation at large, I think it's concerning from afar because it doesn't seem like anyone is having great days strung together for the Cleveland Browns. Whoever the quarterback is, Watson, Sanders, Gabriel, whoever it is. I think that's the stuff you can pull from seeing the reports from training camp.
I think you compare it to when a pitcher gets shelled in a spring training game and you're like, well, I'm adding a slider to my pitching, repertoire, right?
Yeah.
Like I don't have a slider and I want to add a slider this year. So I talked to the pitching coaches. I just threw sliders and that's all I did. And guess what? They figured it out. And so for an entire game, all I did was throw sliders. And that's why I got shelled today. And so are you worried about that guy? No, you're not worried about him. He just had one bad outing. And then the next outing, it's like, okay, well, I guess I'm not throwing sliders this year. It's like that. And so now you're right. If you get that Kyler Murray is having a bad week and that turns into a bad 10 days, then you're like, okay, well, now maybe JJ's going to.
And that's a trend to note.
Yeah. Now maybe JJ's going to take a step up here.
And obviously, every team would prefer for their offense to look good and to be scoring points early on and to but you're right. Some of those days do happen. And I think that's one of those things where, okay, we assume that JJ McCarthy is not good. What if Kyler doesn't actually develop? And that's what Minnesota has. And if that's the case, I'm guessing the Vikings will not be good because my assumption on Minnesota going into this season is they will be improved because they will get better quarterback play. If they don't get better quarterback play from Kyler Murray, they're not going to be good.
No. And then Baker Mayfield, come on down.
Well, that would be a spot, or Kevin O'Connell can use a draft pick.
Yeah.
And they can draft a quarterback who he wants
the problem
this upcoming season.
I don't think their defense is
They're not going to be that bad.
Exactly. Their defense is too good.
They're going to be, you know what they'll be? They'll be in that weird spot that Pittsburgh was in this last season.
Exactly. And that's
First round pick. Do you want to use it? Do you wait later in the draft?
And that's why you get Baker Mayfield if he becomes a free agent. Are you kidding me? With Kevin O'Connell, Baker Mayfield, and the Vikings, that's dangerous. That is a dangerous combination. So.
Oh, I totally agree with you on that. Just thinking back to training camps of years past, the Chicago Bears used to travel away from their facility. Most teams now stay at their facilities. That's lame. It's fun. Go camp. Go somewhere else.
Camp.
Get out of your home. Go see some things. Rural towns in America. Go live your life for a little bit, right? Like it's fun. I will say, covering Bears training camp and seeing Trubisky look bad, Justin Fields look bad, and then various others that were terrible along the way. The one thing that always stood out, Jay Cutler could play.
Yeah.
Like that was one that like Jay Cutler covering the Bears when Cutler was their quarterback. And I get it. He wasn't great, but you could tell he was different than the usual crap that Bears fans were seeing. Like you could tell he was an athlete and he could play the position.
Absolutely. Yeah, that was different. You weren't getting reports from beat reporters every day being like, guys, I don't know about this.
Right. But we definitely got that with Mitch Trubisky and Justin Fields.
Yeah.
That's for sure. Speaking of training camp, our friend Linnell Willingham here at Westwood One Sports has been on a camp tour. Woo. He has been all over the place. I believe today he is covering the Jets camp. So he's with the New York Jets today. He has already been to the Commanders camp, the Ravens camp, Giants, Steelers, Eagles, Jets today. And on the 7th, he will visit Cleveland and the Browns. We'll talk to Linnell next week and get an update on his travels around the country to see training camps.
I believe he's going to Cleveland over the weekend.
Yeah, that's let's see, the 7th is Friday.
Okay, so he's going. So we definitely want to talk to him after him and Monken get sweet haircuts together.
Yeah, well, I don't know.
They can't. Well, why not? Why not? They
Josh
can't get sweet haircuts together.
Because Linnell's always he looks good.
That's what I'm saying. He'll go up to Todd and be like, "Hey, you want to get? Let's get lined up.
Can I help you out?
Yeah,
Mr. Monken.
Come on,
Josh is trying to get a sweet haircut.
Let's get lined up.
Yeah, but Linnell's getting the full training camp vibes.
Yeah.
Hitting what is that? 7 different camps, I believe, in the span of like a week and a half.
The new Peter King.
Yeah, it's a lot, man. It's great though, and training camp is so much fun. I think it's great access for fans. If you get a chance to go, it's really cool. And in most situations, it's not too expensive.
No,
right? Like so we can all kind of experience training camp. It's a lot of fun.
That is the problem, is that a lot of these teams have started charging. Like, you used to be able to just walk in.
Yeah.
You used to just be able to walk up and be like, what's up?
Well, and I think
teams?
the problem is when it used to be, when most teams would travel away, it was cheaper because like you know, it's at a college campus.
Yeah.
They've got more available. Like, I just know, like, locally here in Chicago, the Bears now hold it at their facility, so there's limited availability
space,
to go see it. So there's like a ticket system, and it's a whole thing.
Yeah.
Still cool. It's just convenient that the team always uses the field farthest from the stands to conduct their offense defensive combined scrimmages.
Interesting.
All the way over there, away from the fans. Setting.
Interesting.
It's still cool to go and see the facilities. It's Bleck Abdalla here on Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app, hanging out with you until 3 Eastern. We have power rankings with Raj coming up next. We'll take a look at the power rankings. And today, when we look at those power rankings, Abdalla, we look at teams around the NFL, their fatal flaw heading into this season. We'll take a look at that coming up next.
Bears QB Caleb Williams is generating a ton of hype. Coach Ben Johnson, are you worried?
He's used to handling a lot of attention, so I'm not worried about that.
Is it all too much too soon for the Madden cover star? Westwood One Sports.
At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will be in 3 minutes and 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute. Stations, this is your final time check. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 30 seconds.
This is Bleck and Abdalla on Westwood One Sports. Here's Chris Bleck and Adam Abdalla.
Bleck and Abdalla hanging out with you until 3 Eastern, each and every day, live from the great city of Chicago. Talking sports with you. Now it's time to go on out to parts unknown in Colorado, and that's where we find Raj Sharon.
And the next question comes from the line of Raj Sharan with Westwood One. Please proceed.
It's a Tuesday. It's time for Power Rankings with Raj. Hello, Raj.
Hello, Bleck. Hello, Abdalla. Yes, it is Power Rankings time. This is not your typical 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Power Rankings, which, by the way, I'm seeing a lot of right now. It's that time of year where every website. Power Rankings.
List
Go to
season,
the trading
man.
camp.
Power Rankings season.
It is
You know
Power
what they
Rankings
say,
season.
Raj? You know what our motto is here on the
season.
The Bleck and Abdalla show. When everyone else is scrambling for content, that's when we thrive. Let's go. Let's do it.
Like your favorite football moments in movies.
What we do.
Oh, my goodness. Or your
Speaking of
favorite.
polls, we got a
no,
great-
your
we got
favorite
our
football
favorite
moments
polls.
in non-football movies. Get that
Yeah,
right.
our
With
favorite
one
poll
exception.
is coming up soon.
Your favorite poll.
Our favorite poll just came out.
Oh, I've got it. Well, we'll get to it. Yes.
Favorite poll
yes.
just came out.
It's definitely a show item that we want to preserve. We want to support and preserve.
We want to preserve that poll.
Yeah, we want to support and preserve a certain poll. So, yes, we'll get to that. Yes.
Well,
All right, Raj,
fellas, for
Power
our
Rankings.
power rankings, we do categories like your favorite meme and graphic you see online. And today we are discussing fatal flaws. Fatal flaws. The reason these teams will not be hoisting the Lombardi Trophy in Los Angeles coming up in February. We're going to start off our first power ranking category, Abdalla, is defense. Which teams would you say that's the fatal flaw? You cannot be holding the Lombardi Trophy because of your defense. Abdalla.
Okay, look, I'm not gonna crap on the bad teams because obviously we know like
They got more than one fatal flaw.
Miami?
like obviously like the Dolphins, like that's obviously real. Okay,
Oh, crap away.
no.
Crap on the bad teams. They
no.
deserve it.
No, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that. I won't believe it until I see it, but I'm gonna put the Bengals in this category. I know they added Dexter Lawrence. I know he's a great run stuffer, all that good stuff. But until I see them not have to score 35 to 40 a game, I'm gonna put them there. And I got to put the Chicago Bears in there. I understand that they had 1,000 turnovers last season, but the injury to Kobe Bryant yesterday, it's not as bad as everybody thought it was going to be. He hyperextended his knee. I know he's a big free agent pickup for them in this offseason.
8 to 10 weeks.
8 to 10 weeks.
8 to 10 weeks.
Probably going to be back, I would say, late September, early October with the bone bruise and the hyperextension. So I'm going to say they didn't add anything to their pass rush, just let's coach them harder and get healthier, guys.
Easy.
So I'm going to say the Chicago Bears and the Cincinnati Bengals.
All right,
Bleck?
interesting. To my grouping has a little overlap. I'm not going to throw Cincy in the mix, but I've got Chicago and I have Dallas. I think Chicago and Dallas, the fatal flaw for both teams will be that defensively they're not good enough. They may have offenses that lead the league, yardage, points per game. I think that is something that I'm confident in heading into the season. But I think with the improvements of the Cowboys defense, if they can get that done, this can be a very, very, very good team this upcoming season and get to a Super Bowl. Same goes for Chicago. So I'm going to say Dallas and Chicago. The fatal flaw will be the defense.
It's funny as you mentioned Chicago. I've got NFL Network on in the background there at Hallis Hall today. Haven't seen him bring any defensive players out to be interviewed
I mean,
yet.
you could bring out Montez.
Just had Luther Burden on a little bit ago. You got a good selection of offensive guys. Haven't seen anybody from the defense make their way on screen yet. All right, guys, our next category in our Power Rankings Fatal Flaw Edition. I kind of worked this off of this sentence. This team won't win the Super Bowl because of blank, that being their fatal flaw. The next one is weapons, Bleck. Who are you putting in your fatal flaw power ranking category? Weapons. Their fatal flaw is the lack of weaponry. Bleck.
Yeah, I think with this one, to me, this isn't obvious. I've got one team that this is for, and I'm glad that I get to tee off first and Abdalla follows me because I think I'm going to take the team that he would pick. It's Kansas City. Kansas City's weapons are the reason why they will not win the Super Bowl. So the fact that they paid Kenneth Walker, I don't think that they have a star wide receiver on the roster. Will Stephon Diggs eventually find his way to Kansas City? And then obviously Travis Kelce at this point, Mr. Swift. He's an average tight end at this point of his career. I'm not throwing shade at his Hall of Fame career, but at this point, he is not the game changer he used to be for the Kansas City Chiefs. So I will say Kansas City, their weapons will be the fatal flaw.
Okay, I don't need Kansas City to make my point because I'm glad you said it. So, look, for all the talk we've talked about Baker Mayfield. Mike Evans left. Who's he got? Emeka Egbuka?
Yeah, Egbuka. He's going to be a stud.
Okay. Chris Godwin?
Can still play a little.
Okay. Sure.
Bucky? They got Bucky there in the backfield?
Yeah.
Okay.
Shifty?
Don't hate on the Bucks.
Cool.
We've got great listeners in Tampa. Come on.
We have fine listeners. Doesn't mean that they got weapons.
They don't have good weapons.
Okay.
I think you're hating on them.
And also, they're dropping like flies in San Francisco. I know that, and Kittle's old, and McCaffrey's going to be healthy the entire season. We're relying on an aged Mike Evans whose hamstring's already busted.
I like how your entire answer has been like questions.
Yeah. Well, that's what it is. Isn't this whole thing? Healthy? Isn't this whole thing about that? Even that was a question.
Yes.
So yeah, 49ers and Bucks.
All right, guys. Our next power ranking category, fatal flaw. The reason this team won't win the Super Bowl is blank, and that's how you, not that this is fill in the blank, but that's what puts you in the category. Our third power ranking, coaching. The fatal flaw of this team is coaching, and that's what's going to hold them back from winning a Super Bowl, Abdalla.
Liam Cohen.
Oh, wow. Wow. Okay.
All
right.
Apparently, no, we heard the other day that it was the quarterback holding back Liam, not the other way around.
Yeah.
You flipped.
Yeah. No, I think no.
Are you flipping?
No. Truthfully, I think of all the new coaches of teams that are projected to go far.
Don't say mine.
And I think it's the.
Don't say mine.
It's my favorite. It's a team that I think is my favorite to win the AFC.
Don't say mine.
I think it's Joe Brady. I think it's Joe Brady. I think they're the best team in the AFC, but I think when it comes down to it, Minter might get the better of Brady in this situation. Like if I just had to pick, I think that the Bills are the better team. I think they have the better quarterback, but I think that Minter can be the better coach if it comes down to the AFC Championship game and I had to check the boxes of like strengths and weaknesses, I think that Minter gets the check mark for coaching. So I'm going to go with Joe Brady.
All right.
And the Bills.
Raj, we're going to double up on this one.
Sorry, Chris.
Okay.
This is why, okay? When you put this down for us, coaching fatal flaw, the very first thing I thought of was last week. Oh, you're done. You have more?
Zach Taylor.
Oh, Zach Taylor.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead. Keep going. Bengals head coach, Zach Taylor. Keep going.
All right.
As you were.
So I'm going to say Buffalo, and this is why. On July 29th, so last week, there's a video going around of Alec Anderson from the Bills, okay? And when he described what the vibe is with Joe Brady in camp, this training camp compared to the last couple of seasons with Sean McDermott, he was quoted in saying, it's kind of like having your uncle come over, do stuff that your parents wouldn't really allow you to do, end quote.
Creepy.
Well, okay. All right, Abdalla. I mean, what are you doing?
What is he doing?
The point being is when that quote came out, doesn't that scream substitute teacher vibes? You see what I'm saying? Like they're having a training camp in Buffalo that all the hard work that they were told to do previously, Joe Brady has come in and said, no, I'm cool, I'm young, I'm hip. You can stay up as late as you want. You want popcorn for dinner? Go for it. You want cotton candy for dinner? Sure. Why not? Some Swedish fish? Yeah, just enjoy yourself, kid.
Swedish fish?
Yeah, I'm just trying to think of random things that a kid would want for dinner. I don't know.
Sure.
Right? No substance, right? Just random things.
Yeah.
I feel like we will be looking back and say, maybe Joe Brady wasn't the right fit for the Buffalo Bills.
Okay.
So I'm gonna say Buffalo as well, based on the substitute teacher, uncle babysitting vibe that they have in training camp in Buffalo this training camp.
All right.
Interesting. You guys both go that direction, but at least Abdalla, you kind of alluded. I thought one of you guys would go with Baltimore just because of how much we think of their roster. And there's Jesse Minter and Declan Doyle, brand new coach. Like, how would you feel about the Ravens right now if they were coached by Sean McVay and his staff?
Oh, Super Bowl favorite.
Super Bowl favorite.
Yeah.
Super Bowl favorite.
It's crazy,
sure.
as we look at it.
I think
That's
they
not a
can
slight
be
on
it.
Minter. He's new. He hasn't done it before.
I mean, they could be in the Super Bowl. So, I mean, it might be McVay versus Minter.
Yeah.
Well, this leads us to our final Fatal Flaw Edition power ranking category, and we save the best for last. The big one is quarterback, Bleck. The fatal flaw for this team, they got everything else. They got the coaching. They got the defense. They got the weapons. But I just can't see that quarterback holding up that Lombardi trophy. Who's your Fatal Flaw Edition team or teams under quarterback, Bleck?
There's so many different directions I can go with this. I will go with Brock Purdy and the San Francisco 49ers. Wow. Brock Purdy will be the fatal flaw to why the 49ers will not get to the Super Bowl.
Okay, I have two. One of them hurts me. One of them cuts me deep.
Ooh.
The first one is CJ Stroud. That does not cut me deep.
It's not even a paper cut to you.
Yeah, that's not good. I'm sorry, Bryce. Oh, Bryce Young.
Really? You like the rest of the Panthers?
In the competition for a Super Bowl?
Bryce Young's gonna. The Panthers won but the Panthers made the playoffs last year. They're in the conversation. If you make the playoffs, you're in the conversation.
Okay.
If you make the playoffs, you're in the conversation.
Sure.
Are you not?
So you like the weapons, you like the defense, you like Canales, you just don't like Bryce. That's how I read it.
I think Canales is a good coach.
All right.
I think if you put Canales on, who did I not like the coaching of? I would take Canales on the Bills more than Joe Brady. I like Canales a lot.
All right.
But yeah, Bryce Young, too short.
There you go.
Too short.
A bonus question for you guys, kind of an inverse while we're on it, because we went through these fatal flaws. Do you see any teams that don't have a fatal flaw that really jump, at least of these four categories of like, they've got the defense, they've got the weapons, they've got the coaching, they've got the quarterback?
Yeah, the Rams.
Yeah, I would say the Rams. I would also say Seattle. I think Sam Darnold last year proved that he's the quarterback, so they've got everything else.
Yeah, I mean,
The Rams,
we can't say they won. We can't say that he's not the guy.
I understand Raj's point with Baltimore. I think the coaching is still in question. We don't know that yet. So I think that's fair. I think the AFC has a lot more questions, or maybe they don't have enough teams that cover all four of these categories. But I do think in the NFC, there's at least two. It's the Rams and the Seahawks.
I would think New England too. I could see.
Oh yeah, that's a good call.
I mean, New England, you see it. You can see it. Maybe not this year, but I mean, I think eventually this combination of Vrabel, Drake May, they will win. They will win a Super Bowl. I mean, they just got there. They will win eventually.
That does it for Power
Pretty good.
Rankings today, fellas. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Raj.
That
Appreciate
Ravens
you.
one, I'm still on that one. Like, to
Yeah,
me,
no, I
Declan
know.
Doyle, we're about to see the Ben Johnson tree. Like, because you were with Ben Johnson, does that make you an offensive genius or not? I
Yeah,
guess
we'll
we'll find
Find
out.
out.
We'll find out. Absolutely. Thank you, Raj, in
Thank
parts
you, fellas.
unknown, Colorado, here on Bleck and Abdalla, hanging out with you until 3 Eastern. Sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Save on commercial auto insurance from Progressive. Get a fast quote at progressivecommercial.com. You know, speaking of offense and players excelling in this upcoming season, there's a year 2 wide receiver that is about to become an absolute superstar in the NFL. This player will be the next star at wide receiver in the NFL. We'll tell you who that is coming up next.
The 49ers brought back Deebo Samuel to team with Mike Evans. Does Brock Purdy have enough weapons to keep up with the Rams and Seahawks? Westwood One Sports.
At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will be in 3 minutes and 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute. Stations, this is your final time check. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 30 seconds.
Bleck and Abdalla on Westwood One Sports. Here's Chris Bleck and Adam Abdalla.
As we look at wide receivers around the National Football League, those entering their second season, guys who might become stars, there's one name that seems to be on every single list of guys who could surprise this upcoming season. You know, the guys are going to take the next step. And on those lists, the name I keep seeing is in Chicago with Luther Burden. The name keeps popping. I also saw something from a reporter that was covering Bears training camp yesterday that pointed out that Luther Burden is going to be the number one wide receiver. And I saw that, and I was like, whoa, he's going to pass up Rome Odunze already? He's having that type of camp? Now, again, this is the same radio show, Bleck and Abdalla, that warned you about 45 minutes ago about training camp clips, videos, and opinions, because usually it's cherry-picked and you don't get the full context. But it does feel like the vibes out of Chicago is that Luther Burden is going to step into the role that DJ Moore had and actually be a more explosive and better wide receiver than what they had at number one last year for the Chicago Bears.
Well, I think that when fans were excited for Luther Burden last season after he was drafted, and Colston Loveland was also drafted at tight end, and when Ben Johnson was hired, there was kind of this hesitance to play those guys. And fans were like, hey, you drafted these guys early. Like, why aren't you playing them? And Ben Johnson said that, you know, they have to earn their spot. They have to earn their playing time, all of that. And then eventually both of those players were worked into the rotation and worked into more and more playing time. And every time both of those guys got the ball, they were explosive. Every time Colston Loveland got the ball, he was explosive. Every time Luther Burden got the ball, he did something great. And I think that's why now you're hearing both of those guys. Like, Colston Loveland has a chance to be a top three. I mean, his ceiling is one of the best tight ends in the NFL.
He will be the Bears' best pass catcher this upcoming season.
For sure. And Luther Burden, like you said, taking over for DJ Moore, he's basically a younger DJ Moore. And the writing was on the wall as soon as they drafted him. Everybody was like, yeah, that's basically replacement DJ Moore. And so now DJ Moore was supposed to be the number one guy, and Rome Odunze was supposed to take over that role once DJ kind of aged out of that role. Well, now you're seeing this. And look, Rome had a ton of drops last year. And if you're going to drop the football, eventually I'm going to go somewhere else. And so you see this kind of development with Caleb Williams and Luther Burden and his ability to make plays after he catches the football. It's not surprising that this will be the guy that you see get more plays drawn up for him and you see Caleb look to first. And then you see Rome be that speed guy that kind of takes the top off. I don't see a problem with that.
It's Bleck Abdalla here on Westwood One Sports. Ben Johnson had a chance to talk with Cassie Carlson from Fox 32 here in Chicago, and he was asked about Luther Burden and who Burden reminds him of in the NFL. Take a listen.
They kind of flip a switch when they go on the field, and they feel like that they're invincible and that they're the best players out there. You know, I've been around St. Brown in Detroit, who I have a strong affinity for. He plays the game the same way. I feel that from Luther, and I know he wasn't a full-time starter for us a year ago, but the snaps that he did have, he's got that competitive edge and desire to be great. And it's carried over throughout the spring and summer as well. He's been a regular in the building. He's been working with our strength staff. Wants to be the most conditioned player on the team, wants to be one of the strongest receivers on the team, and just continues to soak in all the knowledge that Coach Randall and Coach Isaiah Ford can give him.
So that's Ben Johnson giving great praise to Luther Burden here in the offseason, comparing him to Amon-Ra St. Brown, which on most lists, as we're here in the summer previewing the NFL season, a lot of people pointing to St. Brown as one of the 4 best wide receivers in the NFL. An absolute stud with the Lions. So there you go. Ben Johnson saying that that's the type of player that he sees in Luther Burden.
Yeah, look, it's high praise coming from a coach that you and I, broadcasting out of the city of Chicago, hear from on a daily basis. We know when Ben Johnson praises you, it means something, because when Ben Johnson doesn't think highly of you, you know it. You know it. Because we know the players that he doesn't really, not necessarily get along with, but if you're not available, if you're not performing well, Ben Johnson doesn't go out of his way to praise you. He'll do something and say like, oh, well, we love all of our weapons, or like all of our receivers are great. The fact that he went out of his way to compliment and compare him to one of the best receivers in the NFL means something, I think. It means something great for Luther Burden. I think this Bears offense can be really explosive. They just got to get their defense figured out.
And I would say if you're a fantasy football player, if you're someone that's looking for that player that will be the breakout wide receiver star of this upcoming season,
PPR,
it sounds like everything's a full go out of Chicago with Luther Burden. So keep your eye on that as we head towards the start of the NFL season. Bleck Abdalla here on Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app. Hey, Abdalla.
Yeah.
Do you have any zoo news?
I always have zoo news.
Well, hello, Mr. Lion. Here's the latest edition of the Zoo News.
What do you have over there?
Well, Chris, this was sent to us by one of our Zoo News sleuths.
Oh,
one of our great Zoo News sleuths out in parts unknown.
Oh, parts unknown.
Raj Sharon sent this to us.
Little Raj.
Little Raj Sharon out of parts unknown sent this. One of our great Zoo News sleuths.
A wee fella.
A wee fella.
I picture Raj as a little kid writing in a postcard of some zoo news and putting it in the mail with a postage stamp and just he clipped out from the paper. He sent it in to Mr. Abdalla. Yes. Attention, Mr. Abdalla, for zoo news from little Raj Sharon out in parts unknown.
If it didn't make me sound like a 70-year-old, this would be a long distance dedication.
Does Raj know that you can do
a Casey Kasem?
You can do it.
A long distance dedication to little Raj Sharon out in parts unknown.
I like
Raj writes, Dear Adam, A critically endangered armor leopard was born at the zoo, making a 12-year-old Anya a second-time mom, according to a July 27th news release. I can't do that the whole time. It'll hurt my voice. The cub was born May 5th and recently confirmed to be female with bright, twinkling eyes, striking black spots, and a perfectly round ears. This is the cutest little mountain lion that'll bite your face off.
Wow.
Little leopard that'll just kill you and rip your jugular out, because that's what leopards do. Don't try to tame them. But here's what I don't understand, Raj. Why did Parts Unknown keep this a secret since May the 5th? Why am I only finding out about this? And why don't zoos release the news of the zoos to the people that want to know the news of the zoos sooner?
It's because they want to make sure it takes.
That's fair, I guess.
And I don't work for the zoo, but this is a very endangered species, like amongst the most in the world, I believe.
It is, yes. And she is born to brothers and sisters, Basha and Mango, who were born in 2023. The first Amur cubs were born at the zoo in nearly 20 years.
Wow, congrats.
So shout out to the Cheyenne Mountain Zoo. I believe one of the best zoos in the country, if I'm not mistaken,
really?
Raj.
Very consistently ranked in the top 3. Yes.
Yeah, the top 3 zoos in the country, according to USA Today. So shout out to the news of the zoo, and that's what's new at the zoo. And shout out to our zoo news sleuth, Little Raj Sharon.
Little Raj Sharon.
From Parts Unknown.
You're welcome.
There it is.
That's what is new at the zoo.
I was going to make a joke about trick-or-treating there, but I actually do take my daughter trick-or-treating at that zoo every year. So
see, that's fun.
So she could write little letters from there.
When you said we from a zoo news sleuth, I'm picturing like kids sending in little snippets that they see in the newspaper, sending it into Adam Abdalla. Attention, Mr. Abdalla. Here's some zoo news.
Like bad handwriting.
Yeah, exactly. And so I pictured Raj, like age 7 or younger, with like some paste and putting it together and sending it
Glue
to you
sticks?
yes,
Glue stick to like construction paper?
Yes, in the mail. So there you go. There's some zoo news. It's Bleck Abdalla here on Westwood One Sports. Jaylen Brown needs a date.
Huh?
We'll tell you about that next.
This is Westwood One Sports.
At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will be in 3 minutes and 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute. Stations, this is your final time check. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 30 seconds.
This is Bleck and Abdalla on Westwood One Sports. Here's Chris Bleck and Adam Abdalla.
That's right, Bleck and Abdalla here on Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app. Jaylen Brown needs a date. Yep, Abdalla, well, you know how we do it here on the show. We go to People Magazine. Headline from People Magazine. Single Jaylen Brown asks fans on a live stream if they've, quote, got somebody for me after being touched by Donovan Mitchell and Coco Jones' wedding.
Easy.
I read the headline there. Quote, he was touched by the wedding. He enjoyed the wedding. He thought it was sweet.
Well, I mean,
he was touched by it.
Listen,
there he is.
Love is in the air.
Jaylen Brown.
We're getting close to cuffing season.
What?
Argue with your grandma.
Are we not?
No, Jaylen, you don't want to argue with your grandma. You're looking for a date on your live stream.
Maybe he wants to date one.
Okay, so there you go. There's Jaylen. That's the headline. People Magazine's Bleck and Abdalla here on Westwood One Sports, the Westwood One Sports app, Sirius XM Channel 375. All of our great radio affiliates around the country. I'm Chris Bleck, along with Adam Abdalla, broadcasting live from downtown Chicago, on the air until 3 Eastern, and then Jim Rome will take over right here on Westwood One Sports. You can call or text the show at 310-840-4910. The other thing about this with Jaylen Brown and this story that's on People Magazine is who does this guy think he is? Like, do you see like why this is frustrating for us normal dudes out there in the world? You know, like you're an athlete. You're rich.
Mm-hmm.
You're complaining about getting a date. Sir, you have the best possible setup that you can have. You got cash and you're a professional athlete.
It's hard in these streets to get a date.
Is it? Is it hard?
Yes.
I don't know. I think you have a major leg up on the competition by being a professional athlete and also by being rich.
Apparently you said it right there.
I think you're setting yourself up for success.
You said it right there. You got to worry about people that are in it for the wrong reasons. You got to worry about, listen, he's got a job where he's not home a lot. He's got to worry about travel. He's got to worry about, partner. He doesn't want to have a jealous partner because he's on the road a lot. She might think things when he's out on the road. The players sometimes have that reputation. It's tough out here in the streets.
I guess it is. So tell me about this story. Jaylen Brown asking for a date.
Well, he's on a live stream. He needs a date. He needs a date to a wedding. He's crowdsourcing a date. I think this is also.
I don't know. I think this is lame, dude. You're an athlete who is rich. You have every built-in advantage that normal guys would love to have.
Dating show. Prime category here. I'm just trying to think of a name, which is why I'm stalling. Something with a play on Jalen. Nope, can't say that.
Raj thinks it should be a dating stream.
Well, yeah, of course. I mean, we just got to figure out the streaming service or what it would be. The first name I thought of is not appropriate and would get us kicked off many of our affiliates.
No, go for it.
Nope.
Let it rip.
Nope.
See what you got.
I want to be here tomorrow. I don't want a vacation. I would like we're counting down to the start of the football season. I would like to be, there's a football game on Thursday.
Yes, there is.
I would like to discuss it.
Wait. So, okay.
It rhymes with Jalen.
Jaylen Brown.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, all right. I think you could work that in.
I cannot say that.
All right. So give a different example then.
Let's see. He was just traded. Could we work with something about trading something with Jalen? Something like that. I don't know. Isn't the brotherly love?
That's too obvious. That's too obvious.
Here are some from our friends, our friend at Co-Pilot. The Philly Brown connection.
No, we've got brains.
No,
we've got
love
brains.
in the city
We've got brains.
brotherly love.
Raj. No.
Let's see what else is on here. Love above the rim, the Philly edition.
Lame.
Disgusting.
No, that's lame.
76 dates in Philadelphia.
Easy.
Philly Soulmates, one-on-one with Jalen.
No.
What about
the Brown
Bachelorette?
Like
something off the bench or something, right? Like basketball related. Going something in the paint, right? Drive to the paint.
Hard in the paint.
Hard in the paint.
Love above the rim.
Unethical hoops.
Unethical hoops.
I still think mine is the best, but it would have to be on like HBO or Netflix.
Okay,
Jalen's
you can't
Valentine?
keep saying that yours is the best and not saying what it is.
I think it was already a movie that involved something else somebody else that rhymed with Jalen. I think it involved Sarah Palin.
Oh boy.
I think it was already a movie.
Yeah, it was. I know.
Yeah.
I've never seen a film with Sarah Palin in it.
Well, she wasn't in it. I think they had a look-alike.
What type of movie are you watching?
I didn't see it. I'm just saying it was out there.
Is it in the same section as like the Star Wars ones?
No. It's not in the same section.
You go right for the Teen Wolf one?
Star Wars ones.
Abdalla's
Love,
a furry.
Liberty, and Jalen.
Love, Liberty, and Jalen.
Raj, the AI chatbot ones are terrible.
No, they're horrible. That's why it's a chatbot.
No one wants those. I mean,
by the way, it actually says it here. My personal favorite, so like it has a favorite, is the Philly Brown connection. It sounds like a real network reality show. Hope I helped.
No, it doesn't.
It sounds like a Urban Dictionary.
It would just be called The Bachelor, and it would just be him on The Bachelor. That's all it would be.
But do you see my point? Why I'm frustrated? As like he's out there like, help me find a date, dude. What are you talking about? You're an NBA
Don't
player.
they have dating apps for famous people? Isn't there like a...
Yes.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Okay. So why can't he just get on Raya?
He could get on
and find
that.
another famous person.
Of course.
Now, is Raya a dating app for just famous people, or is it to find someone who wants to date a famous person?
No. It's I think what it is they have to because I've seen people on
you
like
had to get like
Bravo
admitted
talk about
to it.
You have to be accepted to be on it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like a normal person can't just get on.
How do
They have to accept you.
How do you get accepted?
Because you're like of some notoriety.
How do you prove it?
I think the
they,
agencies
like
got you on.
I don't know
if I remember
yeah,
right.
I think Raj is right. Like I think they're talent agencies
So you can't just be rich and get on it?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Because don't you remember
Ben
during the World
Affleck
Cup
was like the big name guy. I remember when it became like everybody knew about it that he was on it.
Well, in
Like,
the
oh,
other
Ben
Affleck need to be on it.
But it was relevant this summer. Don't you guys remember that there were postings of Christian Pulisic on Raya? And he was using the photos of his moody photo shoot before the World Cup for it.
It's just frustrating to end like that, of course.
He's taking
Christian
a rest.
Pulisic.
Yeah, he's taking a rest.
Time to rest.
Time to rest.
It'll be okay.
It'll be okay. Time to rest.
Taking a rest. Okay.
Yeah. Jaylen Brown could certainly get on that. No doubt.
Okay, well then get on that.
But my point is,
You
are
feel like it's easy.
Simone Biles and Jonathan
People
Owens
go their entire
met
lives
on
and
it.
not find their soulmate.
Are you an idiot?
No,
What the hell's wrong with you?
I found my person.
Of course, you and I both did. But at
Raj
one
has
point,
found his person.
At one point, we were single.
Yeah.
And at that point, when we were single,
And ready
back
to
in the
mingle.
day,
Yeah.
yes, yes, when we were single and ready to mingle.
Yeah.
Thank you, Abdalla. When we were out there on the
That
scene,
edgy Adam.
I guarantee 1,000%. You would have been like, man, it would be a lot easier if I were a professional athlete.
It'd be a lot how tall.
And I was rich. That would be helpful. As Bleck and Abdalla are at,
It'd be a lot easier to be 6'6".
It's a bar named Big City here in Chicago, but people call it something else. Raj, I'm sure you can.
It rhymes with city.
Think about what they would replace city with. And it's a bar that's open till 4 a.m. And there's just people like Abdalla and I sitting in there at age 27 talking to no girls.
27.
Yeah, well, I mean, our
Come on,
late
man.
20s, hanging out, no ladies around us. I'm saying, at that moment, put yourself in that person's shoes. You're sitting there. Don't you think you'd be like, man, I wish I played quarterback in the NFL. I wish I was a star NBA
maybe
player.
Jalen's looking for real love. He doesn't want someone who wants him because he's a basketball star. Maybe he wants someone who wants him because he's a streamer. And
So
he
ask
wants
his
to
live
be
stream
in
audience, right?
The
That's what he
streaming
wants. Yes.
subculture.
Streaming
Like maybe that's what he
subculture.
wants.
He's going to be on, who's the guy with the face that he was hitting himself in the face with the hammer?
What?
And he keeps getting, he's got his live streams. And
He's
got,
like Maxon. He's the Max guy.
yeah, he's a Max bro.
He's a
He's out
Maxer.
there with the face Maxon, and he's the videos are all over. I don't know who the people are watching his stream. I think it starts with a C. His name starts with a C.
I kept thinking
clavicular.
Whatever that is.
Yes, that's it.
What
Yeah.
if Jaylen Brown turned into like that? He's just one of those
he's
guys.
A face smasher.
Just streaming all day long by himself.
Have you tried to hit yourself in the face?
And he
with a
winds
hammer?
up marrying jeez. What do we want to marry? Like one of those what do they call it? ASMR people on the Twitch.
Yeah, the people that
Abdalla's doing it. He's doing the ASMR.
So all right, so that's Jaylen Brown. So what? He went to Donovan Mitchell's wedding.
Yeah.
And then after the wedding, he said on the live stream he needs to find someone, because I thought originally the story was he needs a date for the wedding.
Okay.
But the wedding made him emotional, so now he wants to find love.
He wants to find love. He saw his, he became aware of his own mortality.
Because I was going to say, dude, if you need a date to a wedding,
Things got real, man.
I think most guys would say you don't need to take a date to the wedding.
You just go by yourself.
Go by yourself, sir. You find yourself, have yourself an evening, as they would say. There's usually someone there at the festivities that is also single, and then you play a little.
I feel like though
pick up basketball, a little one-on-one late night.
It's got to be, like again. If you're an athlete like Christian Pulisic, if you're on the app.
What's crazy about it is we just had the story the other day that he was seen out with Megan Maroney, who's a famous country singer.
Well, that's my point. Is like, don't these famous people just date each other? Like, why are there apps? Don't publicists set this stuff up?
Yeah, they're fake relationships like Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce.
See, here we go again with this. Why can't
That's
two people just be in love?
manufactured.
Why can't two people just be in love?
You walked yourself into that.
I know what I did. Why can't two people just be in love and also have a wedding for
like who?
For gain?
Tom Cruise and Katie Holmes?
Well, that was
what was that?
That was a marriage. That was a marriage for
for what?
Who's the head of Scientology?
Ron L. Hubbard?
Yeah, L. Ron Hubbard.
Sure, close.
Yeah, that was a marriage for him.
G Bryant 19 on the YouTube chat.
See?
What can Brown do for you? That is his suggestion.
Oh, there it is.
Right.
There it is.
All right.
There it is.
All
there
right.
it is.
All right.
Good job, G Bryant 19.
Easy, everyone.
I think it's more what can you do for Brown?
Okay, so Jaylen Brown's looking for a date. That's great. Wonderful. I've got an idea for someone he can date. What about the girl that was interviewed after the Sixers lost in the playoffs and she was crying on live TV? What about her?
But I love Joel, and I hope he
loves
stays.
Joel.
I love the whole team.
The whole
they
team.
did amazing, but it's just heartbreaking. It really is.
She loves Joel.
Well, if she loves the whole team, don't you think she'll love Jaylen
No,
Brown?
I think she might just be dating him to get to get closer to Joel.
Well, yes. And, obviously the 76ers is going to be one of the best teams in the NBA, a story that will follow throughout the NBA season.
I just got it, guys. It got me. LeBron needs to find Jalen a partner because that could be something he could one-up Jordan. Hey, you never found any of your teammates love, but I did. This could be LeBron's new journey this year.
What's that terrible movie where Will Smith is the guy?
Hitch.
Hitch? What if LeBron is the Hitch?
Why is Hitch catching strays? That is a nice movie.
What do you mean? What do you mean catching strays?
Catching strays.
Mendez.
What's wrong with you?
Kevin James, that's a fun, nice rom-com.
I think
terrible
that, I think
movie
that
that Will
what if
Smith was
LeBron
in.
is the Hitch for Jaylen Brown? I think I think we're on to something. I think that would certainly work. And you know that Philly fans are super excited for LeBron James to be in Philadelphia this year. Yep.
They could slow dance to this song.
Oh, I know. I mean, they're pumped. Philly fans are pumped.
They should be.
Video is viral on TikTok, going all over the place. And then also this, yeah. This one's the funnier one.
The disgust from Abdalla every time.
Mr. LeBron.
God, it's so bad.
It's just so much auto-tune.
The Mr. LeBron part cracks me up every single time. Mr. LeBron. It's so great. All right, so there you go. Jaylen Brown, looking for love. Abdalla thinks this is a heartwarming story. He thinks this is
Why
fantastic.
can't you try to find your person? I watch a lot of the dating shows. Not all the dating shows.
He can.
I watch some.
I'm just saying, he's playing with an advantage.
What?
That not all of us get. So why are you complaining about it? Just go on out. Go meet people. You will find, I guarantee Jaylen Brown will find ladies that are interested.
If he puts out a show, I know me and the Cruckster, John Kruk, will be watching it.
John Kruk.
Me and the Cruckster.
He was on Sunday Night Baseball saying he watches all the reality TV.
Me and the Cruckster.
We'll
host a recap podcast.
You guys have a podcast?
to the live stream.
John Kruk will host a recap podcast about Jaylen Brown's dating show.
Here's our recap stream from the live stream.
Now, what would that podcast be titled? What would that be? Could you imagine?
The two of us hosting a recap podcast about Jaylen Brown's dating show.
See, I'm not alone. Here's a Twitter follower to Bleck and Abdalla on the show. I feel you on the Kelsey Swift marriage. Complete sham.
Okay.
LOL. Good comp with Tom Cruise and Katie Holmes.
All right.
Exactly. See, I'm not alone in this. Who? Fine, let's do it that way. Jaylen Brown needs a date. Who's the celebrity? Pair him up. Who could he benefit from? I know. I got it. Here you go.
Oh,
you want to
already got
change the perception? I got someone that he can date that would change his perception, right?
Argue with your grandma.
People think that Jaylen Brown is maybe a difficult guy, right? The Celtics are clearly happy that he's no longer there. Did you see Jason Tatum speaking to like a youth camp or like it was a Nike promotional event, and he was talking about not wanting to be around people that think they know it all.
Okay.
Like that's a veiled shot at Jaylen Brown.
Yeah.
I got it. Here's the combo. He needs to date Zendaya.
No,
She's
taken.
married.
She's married.
Move him aside.
She's married.
Rocket ship to the moon.
She's
More
married.
strays for Tom Holland. Bleck hates Tom Holland.
No,
He's
I've
been
got
taking
it.
shots on
I've
Tom
got it.
Holland for a month.
I've
Now he
got
wants
it.
to take his wife away from him.
Yes.
I've got it.
Kick him to the curb.
Hold on. I don't want to break up.
We're breaking up marriages here.
Break up a home.
Oh, see, she's married, so I don't want to break up a home.
Break
but
up the home.
They've been married happily since 2004. It looks like. I don't want to break up a home. But if you really want to intensify,
who are you gonna go with?
You really want to intensify a rivalry?
Oh,
Mariska.
Oh.
You really want to intensify a rivalry?
An older lady.
Argue with your grandma. Older lady, she's only 62.
She's also married.
I just said that I don't want to break up a home, but still, listen.
She's been married since 2004.
I just said that,
Yeah,
Rod.
dude, that's wrong, dude.
No, I'm
That's
re-emphasizing it. 2004.
Mine was at least. Mine was comedic. That yours is just cruel.
No, it's not.
That's not okay.
Maybe they're like, listen. Maybe they're open.
What if it was one of Taylor's gang? If you the same thing, you're trying
One of
to
the Himes?
spruce the rivalry. One of the Taylor gang that was celebrating at the Knicks game.
One of the Himes? One of the Himes sisters?
Which one?
I don't know.
The tall one?
Are all three of them sisters, or just two of them sisters, or
I
is it all
thought they
three of them?
I think all three. Yeah.
I don't know.
The actress? The one in the middle?
Pick one. I don't know.
Go for one.
Go blindfold and pick. I don't. Whichever one of them's single. Don't break up a home.
All right, it's Bleck Abdalla here on Westwood One Sports. Westwood One Sports app. Hanging out with you until 3 Eastern. If you want to find a celebrity for Jaylen Brown to date, you can text the show at 310-840-4910. We have the summer of football coming up here on this show. Quarterback tiers from The Athletic. Who makes the #1 tier in the NFL? We'll tell you coming up next.
Quarterback battles continue every day. Michael Penix Jr. versus Tua Tagovailoa in Atlanta. The Vikings have J.J. McCarthy against Kyler Murray. When the starter is named, we'll let you know. Westwood One Sports.
At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will be in 3 minutes and 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute. Stations, this is your final time check. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 30 seconds.
This is Bleck and Abdalla on Westwood One Sports. Here's Chris Bleck and Adam Abdalla.
There's days in the summer, Abdalla, that sometimes it just hits and it feels like football is in the air. You smell this? We're inching day by day closer to the start of the football season. Today's another one of those benchmarks as a column is released from The Athletic today. NFL quarterback tiers. Let's make this the summer of football for today.
I proclaim this the summer of football! What the hell's going on out here? We're going to be here all day, baby! I like this kind of party!
Only Brett Favre could do that. I don't care what you say.
I'm just here so I won't get fined.
Just keep matriculating the ball down the field, boys.
We need a National Guard. We need as many men as you can spare because we are killing the Patriots.
The summer of football with Bleck and Abdalla.
I throw, you catch. It's not that hard, okay?
Westwood One Sports, your home for the NFL, including the Hall of Fame game on Thursday night. Woo-hoo. Days away. Also, the home opener for the defending champs, the Seattle Seahawks, to kick off the NFL season. And every major game throughout the NFL schedule in the playoffs and the Super Bowl, you can listen to right here on Westwood One Sports. Today, as we count down the days of the summer and we head towards the start of the NFL season, we are 36 days away from the start of the NFL season.
Just matriculating
How
our way.
about
It's
that?
getting close. It's sad because that means we're only 36 days away from summer ending and football starting, but also 36 days closer to football.
Yes. So today we go to The Athletic, NFL quarterback tiers released by Mike Sando. Each season, he comes together with the tiers list, the column on The Athletic, how 50 executives and coaches rank 35 veteran quarterbacks in the NFL. There are 4 tiers, 35 quarterbacks. Let's start at the bottom. Here is the list of names in Tier 4 of the quarterback tiers column on The Athletic. 35, Shedeur Sanders. 34, J.J. McCarthy. 33, Jacoby Brissett. 32, Michael Penix Jr. 31, Deshaun Watson. 30, Geno Smith. And number 29, Malik Willis. Those are the quarterbacks in Tier 4 from the NFL quarterback tiers column.
I agree with all those. Yeah, those all sound about right. I put those in the bottom.
Yeah.
Didn't know we had 35 teams, but sure.
I think they included the quarterbacks who could start, right? These are all quarterbacks that got votes from the 50 executives and coaches that ranked for Sando. And Sando puts it together every year, and it's fascinating to see how the rest of the league looks at it. I would say everyone I listed is not a starting quarterback. Tier 4, you are not a starting quarterback.
No.
You might be a very good backup, Malik Willis.
Mm-hmm.
You might be a very good backup, Jacoby Brissett. You might think you're a starter, Deshaun Watson. You might think you're a starter, Shedeur Sanders.
There's some guys in Tier 3 that might end up not being starters.
Yeah, it's true. So let's go to Tier 3. Here are the names in Tier 3. 28, Kirk Cousins. 26, there are two tied at 26, Tua Tagovailoa and Tyler Shuck. 25, Cam Ward. 24, Jackson Dart. 23, Kyler Murray. 22, Bryce Young. 21, Daniel Jones. 20, C.J. Stroud. 19, Aaron Rodgers. 18, Bo Nix. That's Tier 3.
It's surprising that Bo Nix is in Tier 3, considering that if he would not have shattered his ankle, probably would have gone to a Super Bowl.
Yeah, and I wonder if the perception around the league would have changed if Knicks got to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
We don't know, but I wonder if those executives and coaches would have ranked him higher if Denver got to the Super Bowl and gave Seattle a game. New England didn't even give them a game.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's Tier 3. Here are the names for Tier 2. 17, Jalen Hurts. 16, Trevor Lawrence. Tied at 14, Sam Darnold and Baker Mayfield. 13, Jaden Daniels. Tied at 11, Caleb Williams and Brock Purdy. 10, Jordan Love. Tied at 8, Jared Goff and Drake May. 7, Dak Prescott. 6, Justin Herbert. And number 5, Lamar Jackson.
I don't have an argument with a lot of these. I like where Dak is at 7. I think that Herbert is a little high. I probably would have moved him and flipped him and Dak maybe. I like where Caleb and Jaden are. I have no problem with this. I think that Lamar Jackson, if you would have just changed the shade of blue that it is and maybe put him in Tier 1, I understand that you've got him at the very top of Tier 2. But again, a lot of this might have to do with the availability and the way he did have a down year last year. Yes, he's a 2-time MVP, but that was in the past. But we'll see how he performs this year. I think that the top of Tier 2 is, considering last year, is very fair.
All right, Tier 1, here are the quarterbacks. There are 4 in Tier 1. The 4th quarterback overall, Joe Burrow. Tied at 2, Matthew Stafford and Josh Allen. And number 1, Patrick Mahomes. That's the NFL quarterback tiers list from Mike Sando in The Athletic. Patrick Mahomes, number 1.
It's interesting that Joe Burrow continues to miss time, but is still considered a top quarterback. That's not held against him, right? Where I think that
it feels like it's held against Lamar Jackson.
It feels like it's held against Lamar Jackson. And Jaden Daniels went to an NFC championship game his rookie year and played about half the games last year, but he's still down at 13. I think if Jaden Daniels doesn't necessarily have to get back to an NFC championship this year, but if he plays the way he did his rookie year, I think he's going to shoot up this list next season for sure.
Yeah.
So this is definitely a make or break season for Jaden Daniels. He's got to stay healthy. I think that you could see him shoot up. You could see Bo Nix shoot up this year. I think Caleb Williams, if he plays well, he can move up. Drake May also has to play well and not regress from the way he played last season. He had an MVP caliber season. If he regresses at all, he might move down a little bit on this list and see some other guys move up. Sam Darnold won the Super Bowl, and is 14th on this list, you know?
Yeah, I think Sam Darnold is properly rated on this list. I feel like this list, what the 50 executives and coaches are telling us about the quarterbacks, honestly, you know how I feel about this is I feel like you and I align with a lot of what's on this list. I think Lamar Jackson being tier 2, I'm surprised. I would have 5 quarterbacks in tier 1. I think it's Lamar, Joe Burrow, Stafford, Allen, Mahomes. Those are the 5 best quarterbacks. But that's like a light disagreement to the list. For the most part, yeah, maybe you move Drake May back 1 spot, so he's closer to Caleb Williams and Jaden Daniels, but he was almost an MVP last year. Yeah. So I understand people putting him in the top 10. When you look at the rest of the list, Bo Nix, is he a little low? Maybe, but Jalen Hurts has an argument to be above Bo Nix. Trevor Lawrence has an argument to be above Bo Nix. Like, who am I moving back to put Nix up closer to the top of the list? I don't know if I could really find a name. I mean, I don't think a lot of Brock Purdy, but I wouldn't put Brock Purdy behind Bo Nix at like 19. Yeah. So I think, and then when you get to the bottom, I think you and I have spent the offseason clearly stating that we think J.J. McCarthy, Shadur Sanders, Jacoby Brissett, Michael Penix, Deshaun Watson, Malik Willis, that those are the worst quarterbacks in the starting category in the NFL, right? Like, yeah. So a lot of this list, I feel like you and I agree with the 50 executives and coaches around the NFL. I will say one other item that is surprising. Josh Allen isn't one.
Okay.
They still have Patrick Mahomes at number 1.
Yeah, I mean, I am going through and looking through some numbers here for these guys right now. I'm looking at Mahomes' numbers from last year. I'm looking at...
I know. Sando's already talked about that. This is the year he's received the least amount of votes, putting Mahomes 1, but he's still 1.
The last 2 years, Josh Allen has been the better quarterback than Patrick Mahomes. He just has.
Well,
and look,
executives and coaches are not ranking it that way.
Okay. I understand that. We know coaches aren't watching every single game. They're going off of name recognition. They are. They're going off. Executives might, all that kind of, they might watch a lot of football. But again, I think that you're going off of name recognition. You're seeing the rings. You're seeing all of that. Josh Allen hasn't won anything besides individual awards. He hasn't won a Super Bowl yet. I understand that. But you can't look at me straight in the face and tell me that Josh Allen, the last 2 years, hasn't been the better quarterback. He has been. You can say they're tied for 1. You could say 1A, 1B if you want to. There's not that much of a difference to me, but Josh Allen deserves to be the number 1 quarterback, and Patrick Mahomes can come in at number 2. But if you look at the numbers the last 2 years, Josh Allen has been better. He just has been. Also, Mahomes didn't play a full season last year. He missed a couple games. He was out, 2 games last year? So it's not a lot. Or 3 games last year? It's not a lot, but he still missed some time last year. But he didn't put up, he's not the same guy that put up 5,200 yards in 2022 or even 4,100 yards in 2023. He's not the same guy. We have to stop acting like he is until he proves that he is again.
Well, we are not, but coaches and executives talking to Mike Sando for The Athletic, they are still putting him number 1.
I'm not saying he's 10th or 8th or even 4th or 5th. I'm saying he's 2. It's not that much of a drop-off. I'm saying he's 2 or even tied for 1 or 1B. But to say that Josh Allen isn't better, and just by looking at the numbers, just pull up numbers and just look at yards and touchdowns, they're better.
It's Bleck Abdalla here on Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app. So there you go. Summer of football, day 36, as we count down the days to the start of the NFL season. You can always text or call the show at 310-840-4910. Do you think the list is right? Is Mahomes the best quarterback in the NFL? Abdalla says it's Josh Allen. I'm okay with Mahomes still being number 1. I do understand the last 2 years, Josh Allen has put together better numbers. So I get your point, but I get why executives and coaches around the league still giving the respect to Mahomes as the number 1 guy. So you can text or call the show 310-840-4910. You know, the talk out of Jacksonville in training camp is that Travis Hunter is flashing on both sides of the ball. He's going to focus more on defense, but he's flashing on both sides of the ball. And that brings us to our Defensive Player of the Week, brought to you by Navy Federal Credit Union, proudly serving all branches of the armed services, veterans, and their families. Learn more at NavyFederal.org. Our members are the mission. So, Abdalla, let's make Travis Hunter our Defensive Player of the Week.
You just trying to appease Liam Cohen?
Well, no, I mean...
here you go, Liam. Well, someone's talking about your team now. Here you go, Liam.
Here's a sticker. Here you go. Enjoy. Congratulations.
Put a little gold star on his forehead. Here you go.
That's from earlier in the week, or even last week,
It was last week.
When Liam Cohen and Ben Johnson going back and forth in the media. So there you go. Travis Hunter will be our Defensive Player of the Week, flashing on both sides of the ball at training camp for Jacksonville. Brought to you by Navy Federal Credit Union, proudly serving all branches of the armed services, veterans, and their families. Learn more at NavyFederal.org. Our members are the mission. It's Bleck Abdalla here on Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app. You and I here on the show, we like to take up some great causes and fights and to support the little guy. There is a cause and a fight that we want to put our support behind here on the Bleck and Abdalla show. And we will do it with this great platform that we have here on Westwood One Sports. We'll tell you about that coming up next.
NFL football is being played this week. The Cardinals and Panthers take the field in the Hall of Fame game this Thursday. Listen to all of the action here on your radio home of the NFL, Westwood One Sports.
At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes and 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute. Stations, this is your final time check. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 30 seconds.
This is Bleck and Abdalla on Westwood One Sports. Here's Chris Bleck and Adam Abdalla.
Make sure you check out the podcast of Bleck and Abdalla on Apple and on Spotify. Make sure you always like and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Bleck and Abdalla Show. Here on YouTube, you can always like and subscribe. New content posted daily right there to the YouTube page. Also, the live stream up and rolling. You can see Raj when he pops in on the show on the live stream each and every day. And you can see us in studio each and every day live from Chicago, Bleck and Abdalla Show on YouTube. Thank you to Raj and Roy for producing the show today. And Jim Rome will be coming up in about 15 minutes right here on Westwood One Sports. A lot of radio shows, a lot of TV personalities, they fight fights and causes that to help the people, Abdalla. And there's a cause and a fight that we are going to take up and fight here on the Bleck and Abdalla Show. Mm-hmm. And that is to preserve and to support the coaches poll in college football.
Yeah.
We love the coaches poll. And, the coaches poll, that's right. Because what's hilarious about it is the coaches are voting on who the best teams in college football are each week, yet there's no way Dan Lanning has a chance to watch every college football game, let alone come up with opinions on how to rank the top 25 college football teams in the country. Same goes for Ryan Day or any head coach in college football. They are too busy. They are not like you and I sitting at home watching all this college football.
No.
They've got stuff to do. They're busy people, right?
Absolutely not.
So what happens with the coaches poll? Usually the coaches poll is like the quality control coach of the football program scribbling out some teams and submitting it each week.
Yeah.
And we love that. That is the heart of college football. Debate and conversation. And so we support the coaches poll. We never want to see the coaches poll go away. And in fact, Abdalla is setting up to next year for the media days around college football. He wants to go on behalf of the coaches poll and to support the coaches poll and get coaches' opinions on said poll to keep it alive, to keep it thriving.
Bleck and Abdalla on behalf of the coaches poll. You scared?
You scared? Scared of the coaches poll?
Scared of the coaches poll?
So we have the first official from the USA Today, the top 25 coaches poll of the college football season.
The preseason
Here
coaches
we go.
poll.
The preseason coaches poll. Missouri at 25. Houston at 24. Clemson at 23.
What?
Iowa 22nd. Utah 21st. SMU 20th. Washington 19th. Tennessee 18th. Penn State 17. Michigan, 16. BYU, 15. USC, 14. LSU, 13.
Oof.
Texas Tech, 12. Alabama at 11.
Too high.
And now we get to the top 10.
Top
Who are the
10
top
of
10 teams on the coaches poll?
Coming up next. Oh, no. We're not going to do it like the College Football
Here we
Playoff
go.
Committee.
No, we're not going to take a commercial break and waste your time. We're going to give you the top 10. Ole Miss at 10. Oklahoma, 9. Texas A&M, 8. Miami, 7. Indiana, 6.
What?
Notre Dame, 5. Texas, 4. Georgia, 3. Oregon, 2. And Ohio State, the Buckeyes, are number 1 for the preseason coaches poll, top 25.
Wow.
What a poll. What a poll. That's the way to do it. That's a preseason poll.
Are the coaches, are the interns, are the quality controls, are the SIDs, whoever's putting this together, do you realize what you've done? Do you realize?
What did they do?
Do you realize that you're smoking the Signetti right now? Do you realize that you're poking the bear?
Well,
do you realize what the Indiana Hoosiers are sick? I can't believe that I'm saying that you're the words disrespect and Indiana Hoosiers. The fact that that's coming out of my mouth right now.
Yeah.
Is insane.
I think that's one. Miami was in the national title game. They're at 7.
Mm-hmm.
Ole Miss at 10. Meanwhile, LSU 13.
Wow.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Right? You look at other items on the list. Alabama at 11, a little low usually for Alabama. And then
I'll tell you this, Alabama's too high at 11.
And the team that sucked up all the oxygen and energy of the college football offseason, Texas Tech, my God, 12. Yeah, I mean, I know Sorsby's not going to be there.
Someone's got to win that conference. So.
But 12th. And then we can always remember that we go back to when Texas Tech had the meeting of the round table. Everyone at the university trying to tell everyone that legal gambling apparatus.
Legal gambling apparatus in their pocket.
And that's why Sorsby should be excused, because everyone has a phone, a legal gambling apparatus in their pocket.
With a legal gambling apparatus in their pocket.
So Texas Tech comes in on the list at 12. So there you go, the top 25 coaches poll preseason. As we, we're talking about counting down the days to the start of the NFL season. The college football, the first Saturday where there's college football games is August 29th, which is only 4 Saturdays from this weekend.
Oh, yeah.
So the college, and it's not, that's not the first Saturday of college football. I mean, technically it is, but that's not the date that everyone is in play.
No.
There's just a lot of games that day. North Carolina, TCU gets it started. That's the game that's taking place in Dublin, Ireland. But like USC, Virginia, let's see, Stanford plays, Florida State plays on that Saturday. So there's a lot of big name teams that are playing that first Saturday. And then the following weekend, Labor Day weekend, that's when the games start hot and heavy on the Thursday. So you get Thursday, roll it into Friday, and then that Saturday is the first official college football Saturday of the season.
Back.
So it's right around the corner. Ohio State's going to be tough this year. As expected, Ryan Day has a great set of offensive weapons. And Julian saying to see what he can do at quarterback for this upcoming season for the Buckeyes. And the Big Ten, in the conversation with the Big Ten going against the SEC, the top 4 teams in the coaches poll, you have 2 Big Ten, 2 SEC. And we'll see if Texas can live up to all the hype around Arch Manning coming back this season, whether or not they can lead the SEC, which is yet to be done by either team that defected over from the Big 12, and that being Oklahoma or Texas.
Yeah, I mean, look, there's a lot of pressure on Arch Manning. There was last year, and he didn't really play well, and I think a lot of people kind of went into the season. I remember going into that season, a lot of college analysts that do draft work were saying, I'm not even going to do work on Arch Manning because he's not going to leave. People went into that season thinking, oh, he might leave. And the guys in the know knew that he wasn't going to go anywhere, that the year of playing wasn't going to be enough for him to leave. Now, this year, everyone kind of assumes that he's going to leave. If you look at the odds on DraftKings right now and sign up today, promo code B&A26.
Shout out.
Ohio State is the favorite right now at 6-1. Notre Dame right behind them at plus 650. Texas right after that at plus 750. Indiana at 8-1. Oregon at 8-1 as well. Georgia at plus 850. And then right after that is where it kind of drops off at Miami 11-1, LSU 18-1, and then everybody else is like 20 and like 25-1. So you're looking at, again, at Ohio State, Notre Dame, Texas, and Indiana. Right there, I think Notre Dame has got a good shot. Ohio State is always, like you said, they've got the best weapons in the country. Julian Sands, a good quarterback. In Texas, a lot of people are picking Texas, Arch Manning, to win the Heisman this season and move on and go pro.
It's Bleck Abdalla here on Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app. So you're right. That's the cause. We are going to try and keep the coaches poll alive.
We will.
I know that college football wants to expand. They want to let everyone into the party.
No.
No worrying about the regular season. They want to kill the regular season. We are here to preserve the coaches poll because that's what college football is all about.
Yeah.
Coaches filling out a ballot where they didn't see the other teams or the games, but just going off of what they think the team is doing. What a beautiful item, the coaches poll. I love it so much. Mr. Abdalla is at the press conference next year. Adam Abdalla on behalf of the coaches poll. Coach, what do you think of your preseason ranking?
Coach Sig, over here. Adam Abdalla, Bleck and Abdalla on behalf of the coaches poll.
You ranked 6th last year in the coaches poll preseason. What do you think of your ranking of 12 this year, Coach?
You canceled the home and home with Notre Dame.
Why?
You scared?
Why did you do that, sir?
You scared?
So, the coaches poll. We try and keep the coaches poll alive here on Bleck and Abdalla. Did you see that MySpace might be coming back?
Hey!
Why?
Why not? Let's rank some friends.
You're a little late.
Pull out an emo song and put it on your front page. Let's do it.
Easy, I'm pulling things out, all right?
You said it, not me.
No, you did. You said
you got your mind in the gutter.
Jim Rome and the Jim Rome Show's coming up next.
This is Westwood One Sports.